Just has just have us have his topic ready for us.
And
No,
we're
I
live.
don't. Oh, hey guys.
Are we live?
Welcome
we get
to
a
the
countdown,
stream,
Chris?
everybody.
No.
Shit.
Countdowns
Sorry.
are for schmucks.
You're watching Star-Crossed Horizons. It's the show with hot gameplay and even hotter roleplay. Wait, no. Sorry, copyright.
How to role players. Right.
We'll edit
And
that out in
puns.
post.
And puns.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pause for edit there.
Came for the game. Came for the game.
Pause.
Stay for the puns.
Right.
I like to pause for laughter.
So there's something I did want to talk about today for this session, which is, do any of you have a great idea for a discussion question?
I think we should talk about whiskey.
I think we should do what I thought of last week.
What did you think?
And
of
that's
that?
a little fun thing about our characters that might not have any influence on the outcome of the game. Like, for instance, you might not know this, but Bromir is allergic to broccoli.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bromir.
You're giving the GM fire against Bromir now.
Weakness
fine.
10, broccoli.
Immediately sicken too.
Yeah, right.
Anytime they eat broccoli.
He had a really bad allergic reaction when he was younger, and he didn't know what it was. And come to find out, it was the vile weed of broccoli.
I mean, I can get behind that one.
So, quick question then on that: is that Gribble bleeding into Bromir, or is that just purely Bromir?
No, it's just Bromir. I like broccoli.
Bromir.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Good.
that's
We're gonna
Bromir's.
not be friends anymore if you didn't like broccoli. Who else doesn't like broccoli here?
Anybody dislike
Step up.
broccoli? Show of hands.
I love taking
Be Will.
broccoli into the workroom where the
Guns.
microwave is.
You're on thin ice, Be Will.
Wait, what
Thin
was the
ice.
question? Why are you raising your hand?
Who hates
Does-
broccoli?
Does
Oh.
anybody dislike broccoli?
Have you had deep fried broccoli before?
No. Why?
actually really
Because
good.
It's broccoli.
Fried? I think you might be right, Luke.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I
What did
could
Luke say?
barely hear Luke.
I can't hear Luke at all.
Can't,
yep.
yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to jack your volume up.
Jack, what?
It's game day. Nope. Here, just
So,
pass the mic over to him.
So now, next up we've got Luke.
How about
No, so that's Bromir's fun fact. Allergic to broccoli. Let's talk about Svalder's fun fact. Dom, do you have a little tidbit you'd like to share about Svalder?
I don't know if you guys know this. Svalder has an earth prosthetic.
Oh.
Might not have been super obvious, but it's definitely there.
Have
It
we
is
not seen
super
it
obvious
because
because
it's in
it's
his pants?
his arm,
Oh, right. Arm.
Right.
his third arm.
How did
Wait,
he?
third arm. Wait a minute. What? I've heard a third leg.
It's
What were you
similar.
saying, Chris?
How did Svalder get his prosthetic arm?
Whenever it was kind of during the awakening of his kinetic abilities, but whenever he was still living in Hallgrim, generally a lot of the people who live in the land of the Lenorm Kings, at some point they will try to kill a Lenorm to prove themselves, and Svalder was doing that essentially and was climbing a fairly steep crag and had found an egg of a Lenorm, and he went to try and bring it back to camp to, like, either like tame the Lenorm similar to what's her name? I'm drawing a blank.
White Estrid.
Thank you, White Estrid, or to eat it, And when he was
Lenorm
going for
omelet.
the egg, yeah, the Lenorm hatched and essentially almost killed Svalder, and
He
White
ate it
Estrid was
a little too literally,
yeah,
Yeah.
or a little too figuratively.
and White Estrid and Boil Tongue just happened to be nearby and saved Svalder.
In land of the Lenorm King, omelet eats you.
Because it was a
Very
Lenormand.
cool. So does it do anything special for you?
No.
Just an arm. Okay.
Just a fun fact.
But it's
That
like
was-
made out of earth, right? It's like a stony,
Right.
Yeah.
rocky.
Tev was
Arm.
cool enough with me to have an earth prosthetic, being an earth fire kineticist. So,
Yeah.
but who knows? Maybe we'll see the prosthetic do some more fancy things in the future.
Nice.
Bromer's allergic to broccoli.
These things
Definitely
are
not
cool.
as cool as his arm.
All right, well, let's
Boulder's
talk
arm
about
becomes a broccoli prosthetic.
let's
Oh,
talk about
God,
the Dread
no.
Pirate Wesley.
The Dread
And
Pirate
his-
Wesley. Yeah. I've kind of role played it a couple of times, but he doesn't like to be dirty. So he is constantly cleaning himself off with prestidigitation.
He's like a cat.
Yeah.
No,
Interesting.
Yeah.
no, he's not like a cat. He's nothing like a cat. The cat.
No,
folk
I'm
person is not.
I'm smarter. I'm smarter than the cat.
No, I might.
Hmm.
I'd give
Throwing
you
claws.
that. Yeah, I'd give him that. Yeah, I'd give him that.
Milkshake, buddy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think from years of you know, dwelling in or spending lots of spare time in the library, you know, he's not much of an outsider. He's not suited to it, or an
So I guess we-
outdoorsman, I should say. Yeah.
I guess we would have noticed this in game, but are you just constantly prestidigitating yourself just all the time?
I mean, maybe not all the time, but like, if he does notice that he's gotten dirty, or
hmm
like when we washed up on shore, definitely, you know, to get all the sand off, and because you know sand gets everywhere.
Is it able to get stains out of your shirt, like those tough stains?
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
So you got spotless clothes all the
I
time,
like-
basically. Then.
Try to. Now his clothes because he's been out to sea for quite some time. His once fine clothes are now a bit worse for wear.
Ragged.
Yeah.
He's definitely, you know, going to be looking for some new clothes soon, especially now that he's got a little bit of hard cash.
Hard currency. Okay. Cool.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Oh wow. Thanks for sharing that, Dom.
You're welcome.
B will talk to us about Taven and something we may not know about Taven.
So something you may not know about Taven, and it was also true of Movat, being that they were abandoned as children, they have a sense of unworthiness, and they're constantly striving to prove to themselves and others that they are worthwhile and that they are useful, and they belong, and then they can do it. And that's one of the driving factors behind them.
Is that why Movat was always burning shit down?
That had to do with cigarettes being put out on him as a boy. He protected
Oh.
Tovum from it. Yeah.
Okay. That's
But that's
darker
why-
than I expected this to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That got
Yeah,
dark
that
real
was-
fast.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's
I mean-
why it's always jumping in the fray to prove that
Woo.
he's just as good as everybody else, and it makes
You
sense.
see? Yeah. I
There
mean,
you go.
y'all think I'm just being an ass? No, I've put thought, I've put depth. I'm gonna have to stop drinking.
I know you're a strong role player, B Will.
Yep.
All right. The only one we haven't heard from who's currently present is Luke, playing a character whose name is Heh.
Yeah.
Is there something you want to share about Heh?
Yeah, he doesn't talk much.
And we still haven't heard from him.
Something that we don't
Yeah.
know
We
about.
did-
Heh.
He's
from him
the
once.
strong silent type.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
Can you guys hear Luke? I can
Yeah,
hear him
we
in the
can.
room.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a strong silent type. No, y'all did hear him once. I had such a difficult decision. I was like, am I gonna make his voice really tiny or am I gonna make it really deep? Lost that coin flip.
Maybe it goes back and forth.
Wakes
Yeah, he
up
just
one
doesn't
day.
talk much, so he doesn't know his inflections.
Yeah, he hadn't found his own voice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Depends
if
on
you
how
will.
excited he gets.
Yeah.
No, I really haven't put a whole lot of backstory to him, only because I want him to kind of evolve as we go.
Well, my idea for the thing was just kind of come up with something spontaneous. It doesn't really have anything to do with anything.
Doesn't have to
Like,
be
it doesn't
anything
even
big.
need to
Just
be. Yeah.
just a little quirk or
Oh.
something, maybe. Yeah.
I got
Maybe
you.
him
Oh.
also allergic to broccoli. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Shared struggle.
If,
That really
if
brings people together.
It's
Our
the fire.
characters already share a ton of
Alex.
things already. So
Right.
what's one more?
That's one
if
more.
that's the case, then I recant mine. I also am allergic to broccoli.
God.
Well,
You
that's why
guys
we're
are
all
about to
pirates. I figure if
encounter.
we're gonna get scurvy because we're all allergic to broccoli,
We're-
might as well
Yes.
keep going with it.
Going to be a lot of broccoli damage in your future.
The broccoli monster. Oh no.
You guys show up
Good thing
and
we were
you,
nice to the druid because it could have gotten real.
you guys
Oh, no.
arrive at a broccoli field.
Mutant broccoli forests.
It's a broccoli treant.
Some people go to a brothel. I go to a brothel.
My next character is going to be a fucking broccoli lushy.
Oh my gosh. And this is why we have these. This is great.
Yeah.
A broccoli
Alright.
fleshy.
So everybody is canonically allergic to broccoli now.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, like that could be one of our group's quests is just abolishing broccoli from the world of Galarian.
Existence of broccoli.
This is, I think that should be number 2. Number 1 should be we should rid the country of moose.
We're on a good start.
I think you
Yeah.
already did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the
One
moose
down.
are cleared out. From this country.
Yeah.
I mean, we
The
did
one and only.
get rid of the only moose on the only island.
Or moose.
Okay, so let's see. I guess we should probably do a hot cap.
No cap.
No cap on this recap.
No hot cap recap.
Let's straight bust some facts into this discussion.
Okay.
Do you guys want to do the recap or shall I?
Was not prepared for that.
Let's see. Last time, where did we
Kind of
start? We
blended.
started with you guys going back to the Isle of Consummations, and a storm kicked up off of the Eye of Abendego, as it often does, and our boy Wesley had to face his first trial as the Master of the Helm, because he is currently the captain of the ship. I mean, has the term captain been bandied about yet, or is it still kind of understood?
I don't know if we've quite gotten that far. I think we're going to probably rotate through a few people, see who handles the situations that arise the best.
Okay. Okay.
No. Fair
A little
enough.
rotating captaincy.
I mean, I figure at some point we'll find our real captain.
I mean, the
he'll be-
captain.
Captain
Well, captain, my
residency.
captain.
Yeah.
The,
I mean, everybody knows that a captain should have nice black mane, hair, and
Meow.
carry
Have
a,
you
a,
have
a
you seen my
traditional sword of
have
a,
you
of
have
a
you seen my
rapier,
avatar?
And
Wasn't it a song?
no, it should be a fighter, not a spellcaster. The captain has to be a fighter. not a
No, the captain has to
Good.
be
Well, we don't
smart.
have a fighter in the group,
Oh.
so
I'll see myself out.
Yep, that was it. I'll see you later. Bye.
You know another
is
fun
Bromir
fact
a
about
fighter?
Bromir. I've got a tattoo on my arm of a broccoli.
Incredible.
That's right.
So
Acting
you're
into
allergic to
The
broccoli.
re-
Does spinach give you your power, though?
That's right. That's what it is. It's
The
the
re-
spinach. All
the
the
re-
iron.
are your
The-
forearms just like massively larger than your biceps?
They're like
You
branches.
corncob pipe.
Branches of a broccoli tree.
Really?
He doesn't
yeah.
look, but he has one just to look cool.
That robot chicken where
You
his
s-
doctor
you
is talking
squint.
to Popeye and he's like, it's cancer.
Does it say?
All right. Oh, hey,
Oh,
Sven.
Swing
Aye.
is here.
Oh, hey. The old
Welcome to
swing
the
state.
party.
Hey.
For discussion today, Swing, we were sharing a small quirk about our characters. Turns out most of your party members have an allergy to broccoli.
And
Do you wanna
now so
share-
do you.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you wanted to share a quirk about Bosco, but do you want to share the allergy to broccoli?
It is contagious, so you may not have a choice.
I was gonna say that's just crazy coincidence
Yeah.
that I happen and Bosco happen. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. What a world.
No.
Bosco
My
and Monty both?
construct,
Wow.
my construct is allergic to broccoli.
I rolled on a table. And that's what it told me, guys.
Um,
Got to do what the table says.
You gotta
Yeah,
do what you have. Table says.
the
Uh-huh.
dice never lie.
Never.
But no, if you'd like to have a quirk that's different from an allergy to broccoli, feel free to,
Something fun.
Quirk. For Bosco? Hmm.
And if you're wondering about Tevis's godlike GM voice, it's because Luke's in the same room with him.
Are you guys hearing me double?
Oh yeah, a little bit. It's like you're
Looks like
GMing from
It's
on
like
high.
a little bit of reverb. It's great.
It's just
I'm
in
trying to
Luke
turn the volume
mutes.
down, then y'all like, well, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
No, just mute when you're not talking. Could you do that?
Oh,
That's
that's
a
so
lot of
many
work.
button pushes.
I mean, it's.
Head doesn't
mean,
talk
his
that much
hair.
to him.
Yeah,
I mean,
head
is
doesn't
that
even
right?
talk.
that's quite the good point. Quite the good point.
Sounds so sad.
I guess
it's
you could switch to push to talk and then just do like
Yeah,
spacebar
I
or
think
something.
that's probably what I'm about to do.
Space.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
That's good,
wasn't trying to throw
I do
shade or
spacebar.
anything. I
I'd do
kind of like the
No.
GM voice.
I was soaking it up.
What is it? Like when the big bad does the voice and it's like in two different.
It makes me think
know.
I've drank too much and I'm getting the wah 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 wah.
Yeah.
It sounds like a stadium announcer almost. like,
Yeah, it's like a stadium announcer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming up through all these other speakers. I'm just like, okay, we're in
I'm
another
ready to
game.
look
That's all
Friday,
good.
Friday. Are you ready to role play?
I am
It
now.
works. It works.
Is that working out?
Oh yeah.
Testing,
Yeah.
testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, much better.
Okay, sweet. But yeah, okay. Swing, did you? I don't think I actually have yet given you a solid opportunity to share that quirk.
We have
Buying
stalled long
time.
enough. We've bought enough time. Let's hear it.
A quirk for Bosco that hasn't been found out yet or obvious.
Does it
His
have
own
something to do
actions.
with
You
bananas?
can just make something up right now if you want to. I think the
Yeah.
original idea that Gribble had was that kind of a way to just add flavor to the character as we go. Doesn't necessarily have to be something you've already had planned.
Oh, um, I mean, something I had put in a little bit of backstory that I thought was not too much of a quirkiness was just like his has a passion for tea, like as a
Okay.
matter of like sitting down and brewing tea, like one of those like weird coffee snobs with the like burr grinder and the like French press and he counts off like how long before he press all that kind of thing. He kind of gets that way about his tea.
Okay.
There are people
And
that get that way about their tea all the time.
yeah.
No.
You don't grind tea.
Well, that's actually pretty cool.
Oh, you don't grind tea.
No, you grind,
yeah,
coffee,
but
but I'm there
in-
with you.
There is an item called Insight Coffee that does work very well with investigators, but it's
That's
all
right.
about brewing coffee.
Yeah. I think you brought that
We
up
could
a couple sessions back. That was really cool.
reflavor that as insight tea if we want to.
I get excited all the time.
It's insighty.
And then
tea.
now we know who to go to for the tea. He can spill the tea
That's right.
anytime he
Hey,
wants.
there you
Right?
go.
There you go. That's a great quirk. I like that one.
Yeah.
I think
Good stuff.
Okay, well, let's talk about what
Sounds cool.
happened last time.
Yes.
We had already discussed that Wesley was, responsible for guiding the ship back to the Isle of Consummations through the storm. Anybody want to add anything else that happened from last session?
So I think it's worth noting that even though there was no fighting last session, I was the only one to take damage.
Jeez.
Even without
It's
combat,
not.
Even without combat,
Yeah.
still took damage.
still took
Incredible.
damage. But
I
I
mean-
did rescue the 2 crewmates. I got them up,
Yeah.
Very
So we
nice.
found this cracked out druid guy.
Yep.
We suspect
True
he had
facts.
some kind of mental incapacity,
Deficiency, sure.
deficiency. Yep.
He all but said he was responsible for saving us or possibly bringing us to where we're at, but then we let him die before we found out.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he was able to share much. I think Wesley was able to kind of pry loose some small nuggets of information from his shattered mind.
The sweet sultry nugs.
Yeah.
Sweet
It-
nugs.
It didn't really work out very well. Apparently, he had, even though his mental faculties weren't 100%, his mental defenses were.
Mhm.
So I wasn't able to get anything out of him. But we did follow him back to his lair, his grove.
His house.
Yeah, yeah, his domicile, even,
His estate.
and the fourth estate, fifth estate. I don't know.
I think it's probably just his first estate.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That was
And,
got another house or two around.
He might.
Might have a couple of estates.
So, after following them back in, we discovered what's their name? Snuts and Ravioli.
Mr. Snuts and Ragnell.
Ragnall, yep. Ragu. And
All right.
we're able to rescue him. Apparently, he was using their life force and those of others that he had been able to kidnap, whatever, to power the terrain, the non-native terrain. That's my understanding. And then he
Yeah.
pretty much laid down and died.
Yeah, it seemed like you did a thing to him that kind of, I don't remember which one of your abilities it was,
I
but
think
one of
it
them
was the brain drain. I think I was trying to
Yeah.
probe his mind. That's kind of how
Yeah.
I envision it. It's like a mind probe.
Yeah, you felt like maybe you sort of dislodged some stuff, broke some things loose, and it seemed like after that he devolved very quickly. Now, you don't necessarily know if that was Wesley's fault or not.
It was.
But
We all
there
know.
there was a coincidence there.
But correlation doesn't necessarily imply causation.
Right, of course. I'm sure you're completely blameless.
Would causation equal correlation?
Not necessarily. I don't think.
I think if it's causal, it's got to be corollary too,
Yeah.
right?
I was thinking it. You're thinking
You're a
it.
scientist, Luke.
Push to
muted.
talk, Luke.
Huh.
He's in
I was over here reading the
in
inside talk.
character.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Luke, I'm
So,
gonna need you
yeah,
to
you
learn
also-
ASL.
after he laid down, you guys did the only right and reasonable thing to do, which was looted the shit out of his home,
And burn it down.
right? And burned it down. Wait, did you burn it down?
No,
I
we didn't burn
thought-
it.
Okay.
I
was
thought
gonna say,
Tobin.
didn't
I thought
remember
Tobin
that.
said he did. I don't know. Okay.
Well,
I
was
may have
planning
just
on-
imagined it.
No, I suggested that we make a funeral pyre out of his house to make sure nobody finds his body and let him return to the forest.
But then you
Ashes
guys
to
didn't do
ashes.
that.
And then we
Oh.
didn't do that.
I don't think we should burn a druid in his forest. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah,
argument, I
yeah.
believe.
Idea.
kind of the antithesis of what I was looking for.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Being a problem.
I don't know. I mean, fire's natural.
Do you want haunted forest? Because that's how you get haunted forest.
It's not like clash of cultures where it's like we burn our dead as a sign of respect and sending them on to the afterlife. And it's like next person steps up. We also spit as a form of respect. We share our water with them. And it's like you just see this round of people from a distance. You just see them setting this body on fire, and everybody one by one goes and spits on it. And it's like I'm just not familiar with their customs, I guess. But it's like, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it works very well to bury a corpse in like a sand place, like when it's sandy. So I think, in those types of areas, it's more customary to burn because
Yeah,
Or
well,
just take him out to sea.
it depends on the humidity,
or-
right? 'Cause if it's dry, they'll just mummify.
yeah, it's a dry heat. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, continuing on, you did find a hot stick, staff, and a hot book, spell book, grimoire even, of Elduin's. And then I believe after you collected Ragnall and Mr. Snuts, you then departed back to the ship, right? Or did you guys didn't really do anything else there, did you?
No, we just went straight
I
back
think
to the
so.
boat.
Back to the ship, yeah. And that's where.
Okay. Well, you started sailing back to the Constellation, and that's when, as you approached, you noticed, I think it was Tavam who saw it first from the crow's nest.
Yep.
But, oh, go ahead.
Yep. Tavam noticed it from the crow's nest. He called, was it Heh that I called up there? Yeah, I called Heh up there and asked him, is that what I think it is? And he pretty much gave me the radio, and I started just screaming, all stop, hard to port, drop the anchor, don't go anymore. I was losing my shit.
And I remember you both were like fighting against the other, thinking the other was going to go attack the ship. You're both like, no, run.
Yeah.
No, don't listen to him. I'm saying run. No, don't listen to him. Run.
We're not ready for this.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you saw like, this figure, which Hev was able to identify as a wraith, like seemed to sort of draw in these other spirits on the deck of the ship. And after he had done that for a time, like he had this, it looked like almost a big cloak, and it just turned this blood red color as he continued to drain. And then he announced that the Constellation was sailing the seas again. And then it went underway. So that's where we're going to pick it up, unless anybody has anything else they'd like to add.
I did not remember that it got underway.
It started. It didn't. We stopped like right there.
Oh. So theoretically, if we still had momentum, we could probably catch up to it.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to catch up to it, you could. I would say, I think where we left off, I said you were, around 300 feet away or so. So you're fairly close, but not like super close. And I mentioned like it didn't look like the Wraith had really taken note of the fact that you were there yet. And the way it's sailing off to the south, which is away from you. So,
and
if you wanted to beat a hasty retreat, you feel like you could. If you wanted to give chase, you are in a faster ship, so.
But he's taking the Wraith. The Wraith is taking off in our vessel. Is that correct?
The Constellation, which presumably has like a huge hole in the side from where it was on the rocks, and it's still floating.
Yeah, the front left had a big hole in it from where it ran aground, presumably.
What do we do, Captain Wesley?
Does the oh, shit. Does the Constellation itself look entirely corporeal?
Yeah, it looks normal to you. It looks basically the same as
just sailing just fine with a hole in the front of the ship, though.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. You haven't had an opportunity to see that side of the ship yet because you've this whole time you've been on the back, like on the aft, roughly.
This whole time.
this whole time. Nice. So
Oh,
yeah, you haven't really seen
nice.
that part of the ship. So I mean, you're assuming that the ghosts probably don't like do carpentry repairs to ships. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be struggling from like a hole or anything.
Some otherworldly forces keeping it
So
afloat,
here,
or the hull was above the waterline.
even if my thought is, even if we manage to kill the Wraith, say, and get our ship back, whatever he's doing to keep
We're
it
going down
afloat
with it.
will end.
Well, my
We got the
question is-
constellation back. Oh shit, it's sinking.
my my
Oh, we got
question
it.
my question is there anything on the constellation that we still need?
You
I
guys
thought we
did
had
mention that
grabbed
you took most of the stuff with you when you like when you came across with the dinghy
Mm-hmm.
and before you got the sloop you brought most of the stuff to that other beach. Excuse me. So yeah, I don't think anybody left anything behind. There's probably still stuff of value on it, but not necessarily anything that you guys are personally concerned about.
Probably cargo.
So
Okay. One last question, if I may, and then I'll let you have it back. Be well. I'm assuming we're not close enough to see any distinct features on the Wraith if it's like somebody that we served with who
With
became
the
a.
spyglass, you might be able to. Do you have one?
I don't. I
I do,
may.
and I'm
want-
still up in the
I may
crow's
shout
nest.
an. I may shout an order for somebody to check it out.
Okay. I know
Or-
you guys have a few spyglasses. I don't
Yeah.
remember who
I
all
don't.
has one.
I don't think I specifically bought one of it.
B-Will's
I-
taking them all up to the top of the cat condo.
I've got them
So-
strategically placed, so all
so
I
they
have to
can
do is
just
just
push it off.
move my head.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
knock
good.
it.
I think
He
might
knocks
be
them
more
off.
of a ferret
He
person.
knocks them off the edge.
No, they're lashed to the crow's nest, so all I have to do is just lay there and look,
Yeah,
roll over onto my back and look in the other one.
it's like Heathcliff. He's like super lazy now.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you
Where I
like
gotta
some?
help out.
Would you like some lasagna with broccoli?
Oh,
Oh God.
Hold the broccoli. Hold the broccoli, please. Please.
That sounds vile.
But yeah, if you holler out the
Okay.
order, I'll take a look.
Yeah. I will holler out the. Yeah.
you're doing perception here, Bewell.
Yes, sir.
24. It seems to be like, I mean, the wraith form itself is fairly twisted and like hard to make out any sort of distinctive feature from life, but it as it kind of like turns here and there a little bit, you can sort of make out some features like it sort of twists into a specific shape temporarily and then morphs back into this amorphous thing. And there is a couple of moments where it twists almost into like a goblin's face.
All right, so that was gonna the the hand, because
Hand?
the captain the captain was an orc, right? Not a goblin.
No, our captain was an orc. The other one was a kobold.
Was it kobold?
It was a
Yeah.
goblin, a right
I
hand
thought
or left hand of our frozen in.
Well, I think the captain
Oh.
of the other ship was a kobold.
The other
The
ship,
first
okay.
mate of your ship was a goblin.
First
Yeah,
goblin.
thank you. That's the word I was
Do
looking for.
Okay.
Did he look-
Does the features do remind you of Tracklegar, who was the first mate of the constellation?
Oh crap! So,
We need to put him to rest.
does that look like Tracklegar? Because I'm assuming you're still up in the crow's nest with me.
Yeah, I think I'm still up there. I mean, I guess I could, unless somebody roll a look.
I'll hand him the spyglass.
Roll a look, Luke. Luke.
Oh, look, it's a Luke.
I would also like to,
Nope.
while Luke's rolling, go through my memories and see what I know about wraiths.
Okay.
If
okay.
that was, I'm assuming religion.
I'm sure you
Yes,
brew
you
your
could do
double
religion.
coffee, your double inside coffee for that +2 item bonus. For religion.
Sweet. Sweet +2.
Well, hot cough.
Nice.
Do I have that?
No, they're trying to sell
Oh.
you
I've
inside
got
coffee.
spirits undead as a lore skill.
All right.
And that was
And
one thing I wanted to mention last week, but I forgot about, Luke, was that you only succeeded on your check against the Wraith because you had a specific lore. You would have failed on any other situation. So I just wanted to call it out because I feel like it's always nice to know when those particular benefits actually help out.
yeah, I think that's
The
good.
lore you know.
Dun 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 dun. Copyright.
Okay, I've also got a Slayer's identification. I don't know if that would play into anything, since I'm trying to recall about this
You
ghost.
roll initiative.
No, I mean, yeah, you'd have to roll initiative for that.
Yeah.
But if you do go into combat with the Wraith, then you would be able to use that right away.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Religion.
Chris, with that. Recall null.
Recall knowledge.
Dude, you guys are rolling rocks tonight. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
17,
God.
18, and a 19.
That was
I'm
Hess.
listening.
But I mean, like, Hess stays in those
So
upper.
this is gonna start off really good, y'all, or it's gonna
And it's
go
gonna get
bad.
really bad.
Yep,
I
it's
think
gonna
somebody's
sink.
gonna die tonight.
It's gonna be a boss fight night tonight. We're all gonna get bossed.
Bossy. Okay, so you also look at the Wraith and you feel very confident that it looks a lot like Tracklegar in those times when the face like takes on a more morphous
Would
shape.
I, with my undead knowledge and all that, know how one becomes a wraith?
Maybe. Usually you know that they can be made through necromantic means, or it can be like when a particularly vile creature dies, they can turn into a wraith, like vicious murderers, horrible mutilators, dread first mate pirates.
That sounds like him.
And you guys would know, like
Fits
for
the
Heh
MO.
especially, it would not necessarily strike you as odd because you knew Tracklegar to be a vicious creature who mostly was held in check by the captain. Like the captain kind of kept Tracklegar in line, but when left to his own devices, he was pretty nasty.
Yeah, I'll
So
go ahead and I'll look over to Taven and kind of notion like we definitely know him.
So should we go kill him to prevent him from being, the dick we know him to be?
That's kind of what I was kind of looking for with my recall knowledge was how strong, how difficult they are to kill, and basically, do I feel like we're capable?
Yeah, what's his
our
DC?
team?
What's
its CR? What's its?
Yeah.
You feel like it would be very dangerous. I would say, yeah, very dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean,
That leads me to
especially if you don't have, like, if you have positive damage or ghost touch, like, that because it's incorporeal, it has all the normal incorporeal stuff. So you know that, like, the effective stuff will be force, damage, ghost touch, and positive, but it's specifically resistant to any weapon that's not magical, as well. And then I would say, additionally, you're aware that wraiths have the ability to, like, they have the ability to sense living creatures, and that's one of the ways that they feed, is that they usually feed on the living, and they just can, like, sense living creatures nearby without having to see or hear them. it's a pretty limited range. So like at 300 feet, it's not that long range. But it's it's really hard to sneak up on a wraith because of that.
Are there any other denizens on board visible?
Yeah, you see some like ghostly shapes kind of moving around. You're not really sure whether they don't necessarily look like they're that active. Or maybe they're under the direct control of the wraith or something like that. They're not like acting independently, I guess I should say.
Do they appear to be more like a phantasm, like an image than actual creatures? If that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So at this point, though, we haven't hollered down that we think it's Trucklegar, right?
Yeah, I would assume not. One final piece of knowledge for Wesley. You do know that most wraiths are particularly vulnerable in the sunlight, but it is daytime right now, and this one doesn't seem to be suffering from
that. Hey guys,
or if he is, it's reduced. Most wraiths are rendered almost like paralyzed by being in the sunlight.
Are you guys sure it's a wraith?
Captain Wesley, we're pretty sure that that's Tacklegar, and so yeah, either we go and kill him so that Cold Hand's not pissed at us, or we just let him go and we say we never saw it.
We could always grind for levels and come back later, right?
Of course.
Of course. The ship will surely still be here where we can
Put it
find
on the map.
What goes around comes around.
So
Come again.
Nice.
He'll be back.
Well,
It's a globe. He can go only one way, so we'll just follow up.
well, if he goes too far, he'll fall off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could just slow down and follow and see where the ship goes. Hess says no.
I think it's. This is a decision. If we do this, we all have to be in agreement. Raids are tough, and we're not equipped to be able to take one. Because I read the story once where where Jomash the Brave went to attack a wraith, but his weapons were not magical, and he did barely any damage. And needless to say, it didn't turn out very well for him.
Then his son Joe Brash
and then
found the ancestral ghost touch rune.
Right.
I remember this story.
Yeah. So
and then his grandson
and y'all
Joe
lived
Smash.
happily ever after.
But normally raids are hindered by broad daylight. Are you sure it's a wraith? And as I'm gonna,
I want time to actually reach down and speak out loud. He's gonna go.
He's gonna.
Yes, it's a wraith. Damn it.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, and you feel confident too, Wesley, that it is a wraith.
Okay.
I think it's going to be your call, Captain Wesley. I'm jockeying for position later on.
He's trying to get me killed. Because then he'll have
Let
seniority.
him make this shitty decision. He'll come back to bite him.
Yeah.
Any opposed? Anybody absolutely opposed?
Opposed to what?
He's nuts.
Yeah.
No, he's fine.
opposed?
I don't mind him at all. It's this other guy we got to watch out for.
Are we opposed to
Fighting the wraith?
Fighting the wraith
fighting
and
the wraith.
Fighting a wraith.
it could.
I do
It's
not
going to
think we
be.
should fight the wraith. No.
It's not acting like a normal wraith, you say. It's
Yes.
a wraith, but like maybe he's too strong of a wraith to act like a normal wraith, or Monty and like
Or some sort of anomaly. Does anybody have any kind of magical weapons?
I mean,
I
I
don't
have
use
I think
weapons
my
most
with
people
me.
do.
I have
Yeah.
a gun.
I have my magic sword.
Okay.
And you guys have a ghost touch rune, which it's on a great sword right now, I think, but it might be
Yeah.
Oh,
a good time to transfer if so inclined,
Yes.
because I think Bosco is our resident magical crafter.
Yeah.
At the
Ooh.
moment, yes. I could do
And I
that.
mean, if
we also have a.
I don't remember if we talked about this already, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe in the remaster crafting rules, transferring a rune is a whole day.
We're gonna. I am gonna homebrew that. I mentioned earlier. It'll just be 1 hour for transferring runes.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I think that's dumb.
I agree. We had me and Six's group had discussed this because we just got a prop rune, and I was like, "Can one of y'all transfer it?" And they're like, "Sure, it's gonna take a day." And I was like, "What doesn't? Oh
Yeah.
fuck, it does."
Yep. Yeah, I think it's always been a day. I
Yeah.
don't think they changed it in the remaster, but I just, I think a lot of the time you get runes as like loot in a dungeon or something, and then you can't do anything with it until you leave, which is usually going to be like after you level up, and then you go back to town, and then you do your whole town session, and then it's like it's 3 sessions later before you actually get to use the awesome loot. So I think when it's an hour, you at least have you have the potential to be able to transfer it in a fairly tight spot, and be able to use it quickly, while also not being able to just kind of like swap them around willy-nilly.
Right.
in the middle of combat,
Yeah, in the combat swapping runes. Archetype idea sold.
Hmm.
I mean, I mean, you know me. I'm not afraid of a fight, and especially if we've got a ghost touch rune we can put on my sword. I'm all about it. But this is totally your call, Captain Wesley.
I mean, they could go on to our fighters' fist as well, not just you.
True. I'm just, I'm just.
Just branded onto his hands.
I want this to be absolutely clear that I am not pushing for a fight.
I wanted
Clear. I'm absolutely
think
saying
maybe-
no. Go.
no.
All right, so we'll take some time.
Yeah, the ghost hunter is saying no fight.
I'm fine with that. Now, but I think I think following them's a good idea. Staying behind, keeping them in sight,
Okay.
and
I
seeing
mean, you do
if
think
anything
that would
turns up.
be dangerous? You're not necessarily that you would automatically fail or anything, but those of you who have succeeded on recall knowledge checks about the Wraith, like one thing you know about them is that the longer they go without draining a living creature, like the hungrier and more desperate they become. So, if you stray just a hair too close, he might be able to turn it around on you and come back at you. Now you do have theoretically the faster ship, so even if they did try to chase you down, you might be able to outrun them. But it's up to you guys.
Unless the same magic that makes it float makes it faster.
You have no idea. Yeah, it could.
Oh,
That's a scary thought.
that's a scary thought. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like to me that the DM wants us to get into this fight, and I am totally
Like
not
Smith.
wanting that.
Hey, the DM has no opinion here.
I may or may not
I
have spent a
I
lot
told
of
you
time
guys
prepping
last
it.
time that this would be similar in difficulty to the Barghest, but the Barghest
Yeah.
fight is not a good benchmark because he rolled shit and you guys rolled rocks.
Yeah.
So
I'll go with the majority. So
I'm gonna go blow my nose while you guys vote on this. I'll be right back.
Okay. So,
I mean, there's nothing we can do with the ship anyway.
well, he spied how many on the ship? There was, of course, the Wraith.
They were more like
acting-
phantasms, and they were like
yeah,
Possibly.
I think from the last episode, the Wraith had already gathered up all the other ghosts or whatever
and
apparitions,
Crewmans, yeah.
yeah, and absorbed them into himself. So if there's anything left, it's not worth him absorbing. So hopefully they wouldn't be too dangerous. But I mean, that's a big if.
Ooh. Okay. So even if it was just him and a couple other random phantasms, like he would still be very formidable.
Even if it's just him.
Oh yeah. And as somebody who's already been swimming with the fishes,
And he's pretty much, Tevis has pretty much laid it out pretty clearly. Like, this will be a severe encounter.
Yep.
And that, like, that's just with the Wraith. If there's anything else, it's just going to be
but
more.
it won't be a total TPK. I mean,
Hadron's very likely for a TPK.
Hadron's not here. I'm trying to lighten the mood. I guess it's not working. Hadron's not here. We can come.
I mean, yeah. So
I feel like
cling to that.
Maybe it's just a gut feeling. If we let him go, we'll run into him again, and we'll be in a better position.
I hope that'd be nice.
Well, at least he's in a very recognizable ship. And we can be able to notice from afar. Like, we don't see any old ship on the horizon.
Can't hear you.
Huh? I can hear him.
Grib was talking. I can't hear Grib.
Oh.
I still can't hear Grib either. Sorry.
Yeah.
What now?
Yes.
I can hear you now.
That's so weird. Okay. I was just saying that I agree, and if it's as you put it, we'll see him again if he's important to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all for skip.
Yep.
Grinding. Let's level up. Grind up some levels, and we'll
We're
revisit.
gonna go grind some boar on the island.
I found those like gloves that are basically the alchemist crossbows, but for punching. That you can add the little like vials to your gloves and get elemental damage on top of it being magical and stuff. So I remember seeing that. I don't remember. I don't
What
think
was
I
the name
picked
of
it as
those?
it's like this something hand wraps. It wasn't alchemical hand wraps. It was something.
Not boring, like alchemical crossbow.
Yeah.
It was cool, like alchemical punch hands.
Let's see, what did I put in?
Alchemical fisticuffs.
Yeah.
Alchemical Hawaiian punch.
So it sounded like I was hearing a skip.
Skip.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. Everybody raised their hand except Luke, but he's been opposed it from the get-go. So yeah, I think it's a unanimous. We're not going to do that.
So as you guys watch the constellation sails off toward the south, it's like it's taking a heading pretty much straight south, which will take it like west of the island that you went to, where Drowning Rock was.
Wait, is that the Drowning Rock? That's the town we stopped in.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you don't know if he's like going. They're just heading south, as far as you can tell. You don't know where he's planning to go. I mean, knowing Wraith behavior, you know he is going to look for anything living and try to drain it. But yeah. So as it disappears over the horizon, and you kind of, as soon as you can't see it anymore, you do feel this like weight lift off of your shoulders of like,
glad we didn't
as
do
you're
that
watching
mistake.
it go away, you keep thinking like, shit, is it going to turn around? Is it going to turn around? And it doesn't.
Did that ship have any cannons, or was it just the ghosts and wraiths?
The Constellation still had cannons. Yeah.
Okay.
It had a lot. I think it was 28 cannons.
Couldn't remember if we had cannons, cannonballs, and all that stuff still.
Yeah, I don't think we lost any.
I just meant with like the wreckage. I didn't know if any of that stuff got dumped into the ocean or anything.
Yeah.
It looked like the Constellation, if you recall, was almost completely undamaged except for that front section that Chris mentioned. That looked like it smashed into a rock as it ran aground and
Okay.
broke open. Which that part of the hull, would be part of it would be beneath the water line, which you guys assessed that when you saw it. So the fact that it's floating does imply there is definitely some kind of weird, magic or spooky ghost shit going on to keep it.
What's the? Someone please help me. I was actually watching a documentary on like old ships recently, but there's a thing where they would essentially section off the
Mhm.
the whole portion, so like even if it were to be damaged in
Yep.
the hole, that even
You
if
could
it took
still,
on
yeah.
water, it could still sail. Just fine. I forgot what
Compartmentalization.
that was called.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the same. Yeah, the Titanic had that. It just pierced too many
All
of
of
those.
them.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and part of the Titanic's problem is they weren't fully sealed. Like they went up so high, but water could pour over the top into the next compartment. They weren't fully
Oh,
sealed
yeah.
off.
Watertight integrity.
So as the cold touch of death leaves your spines, where do you guys want to go next?
Disney World, boss.
This is what I deal with all the time. Milkshake. Luke is getting to see it firsthand. He like runs in front of my monitors, and I move him, and he's like, "Wah! Wah! How dare you!"
That is a very awkward sound to come out of a cat.
He's like, "I can't believe you have the gall to push me out of my roost."
I am your master. How dare you?
This is my seat.
Dare.
This is where I sit at. You're only here on Friday nights, buddy. This is
Yeah.
my place.
I'm here this is where I work. I'm here every day, 9 to 5.
I'm here every night.
All right. So assuming it's getting close to nighttime.
No, it's still early.
okay.
As I recall, I think it was like mid-morning when you guys first came on the constellation, so it's probably about noon now, I would say.
Gotcha.
Well,
Okay.
Captain,
We went like this way, or
Mm-hmm. Around and then down.
Which last time you did get the impression, like when you rescued Ragnall and Mr. Snuts, you felt like that sensation of leaving something behind was lifted, and I believe Tavam had he was visited by Movat, I think, the ghost of Movat, or had a vision of him. Whatever, he's not really sure what's happening there.
So whenever I open my quest journal, it says like crew members saved on the Isle of Consummations 5 out of 5.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
that was going to be my question. Do we still need to? There was part of the island that we still hadn't searched that we needed to go check for any more survivors.
So how many
You guys
question
are-
marks are there in my quest log?
There's a
Or
lot.
like, okay.
It's like 30. Yeah.
Wow, we can have more
also,
than 30 quests.
you guys are pretty low on food, if you recall. I think you've got enough for about one more day. We made a entry in the the group in the party stash. Let's see.
I was trying to put a 6
Rations.
there, if you will.
16. So you've got, and each ration is a day person.
Mhm.
So your crew, I think, counts 10 now. Is that right? Is it 10 people? 7 of you, Roscoe, Ragnall, and D. Because you left,
Rain
You left.
and
yeah, the halfling and Rain at the Drowning Rock. So yeah, you got 10 people. So each day you'll consume 10 rations. I think we consumed the rations for today. Does anybody remember?
We did.
yes, sure.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
We did.
That's
when we
Captain
fir-
Wesley right there.
Yeah.
We,
Yes, we did.
Didn't we restock at Drentrock?
We did get some
Um,
vegetables too.
unf-
Remember the vegetables?
Unfortunately,
Mm.
I was rewatching the stream, and no, we did not.
We did not. Okay.
But we got some from the druid's house though. so
Yeah, the
that's,
druid.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We
and,
got
and that's part of the
Unfortunately,
16. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was all broccoli.
I was gonna say, is that how we found out everyone was allergic?
That's
Was-
16 rations
only
with Alder.
My curse! I should have not said broccoli at all. No.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you've got enough to get you. You know, you're already good for today, and you've got enough to get you through tomorrow. But after that, people will start going
Well,
hungry a little bit.
Well, my thought is we're in the ocean. We could fish, right? We could
Yep.
cast some nets and probably find some fish.
Not for
Mhm.
vegetables. Oh no, yeah, for fish.
And you do
Yes,
have,
well,
I mean,
fish for vegetables.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty, but you did get fresh stuff from the garden from Elduin's garden. So,
Mhm.
theoretically, you could go a pretty good long time just on fish, and then supplement it with what you got from the garden.
Yeah. There you go.
And I wasn't trying to draw a 9. I was just laying out the path we took to get where we are.
9.
Looks like an E anyway.
Okay, so where are you guys heading?
We were just scouting, right? We could just continue
Yeah.
scouting the islands, like further down this way. I don't think we've gone to that one yet, have we?
Yeah, I mean, there's a hex crawl, so we gotta cross some hexes, guys.
Yeah.
all
we
those
gotta cross
hexes.
some hexes.
Gotta get some like just
Well,
kinda
you
The
have
good
heard
news-
of
Well, I
a
guess
couple
which
of-
way is the wind blowing? We'll go that way.
Well, actually, I forgot. You guys have 11 people because you also have Brother John, and Brother John wanted to go to Drenchport, if you recall.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
And if we go to Drenchport, we can get some rations.
that was a quest. Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the question marks in your book.
Yep,
The other
exactly.
location that you've heard of was a place called Vejnu. In the context when you were in Drowning Rock, you heard of the Scourge of Vejnu.
Mhm.
And I think Wesley recognized that that's the name of a town in the Shackles on an island a little bit west of where you're at. That's known for slave trade. So yeah, you guys, you have because you have charts of the Shackles, like I have the map hidden here just for funsies, but theoretically, like how to chart a course for Drenchport or Vejnu if you wanted to. Or if you want to just explore, just go in a direction and see what you find, that's totally awesome too.
We can let's drop Brother John off at Drenchport. That's
I
one
think
less
that's-
mouth to
Yeah.
feed.
That's the
think that-
easiest quest. Yeah.
Ration.
And we can pick up some more rations while we're there.
And you
Hopefully.
are aware that Drenchport it's not a city, but it is a larger town than, like, for example, Drowning Rock. It's a nice trading town that sees a good bit of
Mhm.
traffic. It's not huge, but it would have a lot more than Drowning Rock had.
That sounds
I'm-
like an easy decision.
Yep. I mean, that sounds like it's up to Captain Wesley to me. What are we doing, Captain?
I think that's going to be our best bet. Now, the Scourge of Vishnu, was that directed at anyone in particular in our group
Not that you were able to tell.
that we were able to discern?
So we're going
Alright.
to Drenchrock.
Bridgeport. Yep.
Going to the D port.
Drowning
Right.
Drench.
Sandport.
Drowning Port.
Fishing along
Port
the
Rock.
way.
Everybody
fishing
who
on the way,
wants
yes.
to fish, just give me one survival check, or I'll take hunting lore for fishing.
Oh
right?
yeah.
You could spear them.
I could aid in that. I could, help out with casting nets and all that stuff.
I do have a net.
That'd be fine.
Oh, you have. Alright.
That's the net I threw in the chat.
So, what do you want me to aid you with? Athletics?
I mean,
Survival.
whatever the GM is cool. with.
Yes. This is Mr. GM.
That's fine.
Okay.
If you're like helping haul in the net, I'm okay
Yep.
with that.
Cool. I click the right thing. Oh, you bumped me.
Ooh,
Maybe I'll.
Broccoli rations.
you haul too hard. Catch a broccoli stem. Ah!
I was trying to aid too.
I was gonna say there's sea cucumbers. There's got to be sea broccoli.
Sea broccoli.
It's just all sea broccoli.
Been out on sea too
This is
long, and he
awesome.
thinks Falder has a broccoli haircut.
Oh, no.
Call 'em
Hal,
broccoli
you're aiding
top.
as well.
Broccoli
Yeah,
top.
I'll aid.
All right. So I'm gonna say mostly with Svalder's direction, and then with the help of the other members of the crew who are pitching in. and Mr. Snuts and Ragnall and Roscoe all also help, as well as Brother John. Sometimes you guys catch a particularly large net full of fish, and Brother John grabs one of them and he's like, "It was destiny, brother." Throws him into the thing. So I'm going to say for each of the days that you're traveling here, you will be able to replace the food that you're going to be able to fish enough to eat for the day. So I'm just going to leave the rations at 16 as you make this journey. And, you're just going to eat the fish basically and, supplement it with the stuff from the garden.
So I guess it doesn't matter.
Okay. After the first day, the trip to Drenchport should probably be about 2 days. And so you guys make your way downtown, walking fast.
Make it
Faces.
Downtown.
Fast.
Oh, Drenchport bound.
Look at those
Doodle-doo-doodle-doo.
X's.
You get to about here,
Oh.
and you notice. Well, actually, I'm going to say Tavam, give me a perception check. I say Tavam because I'm assuming he's in the crow's nest. If anybody else wants to be generally on a lookout position too, just let me know because you can also, join in on the fun. But Tavam for sure, give me a perception check.
Okay.
I'm gonna say since I did so poorly on athletics that I got all tangled up in knots, so I'm not gonna be able to participate in this.
You're just laying on the deck.
I'm just like in a net.
I'll get to it later.
I saw a wraith, so I'm absolutely throwing some perception. That head's on a swivel.
Yeah.
Okay, you're percepting.
After hearing Wraith, he's Bosco's gonna have his spyglass out and be looking around as well.
Save some of these good rolls for combat.
Yeah, really.
I mean, if you roll absolute rocks, you might not even do combat. Jesus,
That's well played.
you guys. Okay. So I'm gonna say early on, right on the horizon, one of you, Svalder specifically, you pull out a spyglass. You're kind of scanning the horizon like you've been doing every couple of minutes or so, and you see.
May I add that to my inventory?
Sure.
Thanks.
I mean, you
I
guys
just think it's
had,
funny. We're just pulling spyglasses out all the
you
time.
had 3 or 4 of them. So if they had 1 or 2 on the Marlin, then you probably have enough for everybody.
Just
Okay.
constantly pulling them out.
I mean, I definitely have one in my equipment.
You mean one on
And
the
the five-
Destiny's Child?
What did you say, Chris?
I said, you mean one on the Destiny's Child?
That's right. Yes,
No.
the Destiny's Child.
As long as it's like branded merch that says Destiny's Child on the side, like a company pen.
Right.
With the
Yeah.
spyglasses.
It's got a logo and everything.
Yeah.
Has an address,
These
properties
It's
for
got
sale.
the DC logo, but not to be confused. DC Comics
even-
is just Destiny.
It's even got the little rubber tip, so you can use your tablet with the other end.
Nice. Oh, that's how you know it's
Oh,
high
those are
quality swag.
bougie, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Svalder, you see on the horizon, it's like a medium-sized ship, like a flute class, which is typically like a merchant vessel. They're usually not particularly heavily armed, but you do notice it's not moving very much. And as you get a little bit closer, you can see it looks like maybe something's wrong with their rigging or their sail or something. Like the main sail is kind of just dangling at a weird angle, and they seem to be kind of sitting there.
Are there any kind of company colors on it, or anything indicating?
Here, I'll pass the spyglass to you.
Roll me
Wesley. You
a
take look.
roll me a
take
society
another one
check.
out and hand it to him.
Can we also tell how many masts are on the ship? Is there 1, 2?
It's 2
3?
masts.
Hmm.
Yeah, 2
Right.
2 masts, and then there's a jib sail
2 masts
going
and
to
a
the
jib.
to the Delamawap.
The spar.
So it's
spar,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's one size up from us.
Yeah, it is bigger than you. I mean, and I would
Sizes
say
and everything.
by the time you can see the sails kind
motion
of
of the
looking
ocean.
weird, you could do a count of the cannons. It looks like it's only got like 3 cannons on the side that you can see. So the broadside would be fairly little.
Would I recognize the ship? Do I know what it is?
Like a particular.
Yeah, do I know if it's a particular style, what the normal complement of crew normally
Oh
is?
yeah, I mean this is a flute,
Okay.
FLUYT flute.
Luke
It's
man.
generally a merchant ship. Like I said, they're not typically heavily armed. And this one seems to be no exception to that rule. It looks like it's not particularly heavily armed.
So this could be an opportunity to get some
Another
treasure
boat.
and another boat. Could be an opportunity to upgrade.
Oh God.
Building a fleet.
Can we
No,
use upgrade
he
in your
said
campaign?
flute.
Huh?
Can we use upgrade in your campaign?
That's an old reference.
That's an old reference.
Classic shots fired at Tobias, who had I don't remember what he just hated the term upgrade.
Upgrade. Couldn't say it.
When it came to RPGs, and I think I asked him about something. I was like, "Could I upgrade this weapon?" And he was like, "What did you say?
Yeah, it was like he turned his head. It was like, no.
Did you say upgrade? This isn't a game of numbers and math." Anyways,
That's fun.
Whenever I
so
hear
yeah,
the
you
name.
guys you can see this ship. It's not moving very quickly. It's totally up to you whether you approach. You can sail right on past and keep you on a drench port. What do you guys want to do?
Is it on our port or starboard side?
It's roughly dead ahead with your current bearing, but you've got plenty of room to go around if you want.
Captain Wesley, ship dead ahead.
No, this would be the perfect time whenever we would get a spaceship combat and 40k rogue trader to ram that motherfucker.
Ram that motherfucking ship. It's so hard to line those up in 40k
Dude, it's
that when
so
you
hard.
get the option, you take it every
Dude,
time.
and it fucking smacks every time.
Mhm.
That's why they got those big old.
Am I able to tell?
Oh, sorry. Yes,
I
on
just
your society check. It looks like it's you think it's a local a flag for a local town here in the Shackles. You can't remember which one, but you're like, that looks like one of those
Okay.
Shackles flags. I don't remember.
Okay, so not my grandfather's.
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay.
It's not your
All right.
You would
grandfather.
recognize that.
Yeah,
Not your
Okay.
grandfather's flute.
yeah. Or fleet even.
Flute.
Fleet
Potatoes,
Fleet.
potatoes.
I'm on. We're about to get on fleet.
You guys are
on
going to get
fleek.
attacked by another living waterfall if you keep fucking around now. Come on.
I thought we were the punching masters. Come on.
Have you not
Oh,
met
right.
us before?
Have you not? Is this your first
If
time?
we're not derailing conversation with terrible puns, what are you doing?
I
That's the
say
whole purpose of the show.
perhaps we could render some assistance.
Some aid, one might say.
Yeah.
Meow.
No.
Can't believe no one just jumped at the opportunity to call it a skin flute class.
Oh my God,
Oh
Swain.
God.
I expected better out of you.
You were
Swing of
supposed to
all
be the
people.
chosen one.
You were the innocent.
Swing went low, so we could be
So-
we could all look a little bit better.
Yes.
Coast.
Thanks for
So
bouncing
what
out
you're
scales.
saying is so slow. Yeah.
Swing low.
Wow.
All right. Yeah.
He gets
Let's.
a girlfriend, and all of a sudden,
It's from her.
We're gonna get.
She texted me. She was like, "Save it." I'm like, "Oh,
oh, that's
Make the
fun.
sweet joke.
Yep.
How are none of them making the skin flute joke? Come on.
Yeah, I can't even give you the credit.
All right. So what I wanna do is go ahead and start closing the distance.
Okay.
Keep an eye on their deck to make sure they're not like prepping, arming, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
prepping that deck.
Oh God.
Monty
Prepping
and
the deck.
and
I don't like the
Moscow
way you
Anybody-
said that.
get one of the cannons ready.
Tavam, are you going to follow the captain's orders?
Oh, well, for right now, yeah, I'll follow the captain's orders.
Okay. Give me
So
a
it-
perception check.
It's
to
it's
sense
best if you
motive.
do.
Wow, this is starting to get a little spicy.
Do I
Wesley's starting to
need,
get a big head.
do I need to do that as a blind perception check?
No, you don't. You don't have to. I turned off secret checks last time. I don't know if anybody noticed, but
You had a secret check.
seen.
That
You
means the game.
notice the people on the deck are mostly just kind of milling around. Which like some of them are. You see a few people like specifically working on some kind of task, and then a bunch of people are milling around. It looks kind of like what you might expect from, a ship that's run into some kind of problem, and not everybody can work to fix it right now. However, there is something a little bit off, and you can't quite put your finger on what it is.
Is this a tactic that we ourselves have used to draw in a ship and then just destroy them?
Seems like it could be.
To look
It
disorderly.
seems
I'm all in.
you're all in for
Let's-
for. Do you recognize this as what's going on? Or are we gonna?
You know,
I mean, as long
prepare
as
to
we
board.
stay, we're gonna come up on their raft.
Come up on their aft? All right.
Mhm.
right up on that aft.
Call me a bumper humper.
Wow.
I don't know if I
Wowza.
will.
Wow.
So come on, Wesley. Give us the call. All hands to battle stations.
Yeah, how do you approach? I mean, do you want to try? Because when you come
Can we
in,
sneak?
Everyone roll stealth.
If we be
For the ship.
quiet. Can you just imagine? It's like
Drop the
sneaky
sail
ships.
so we move slowly. Come up behind them.
I want to stealthily.
cut power to the engines. Let's go in stealth.
Yeah.
Well, it would be funny. I mean, if we weren't on the deck, we were below
Rig.
deck, and if they saw us, there's like no one on the ship.
The proper
Slowly
phrase is rig for silent running.
Rig for
Dive,
silent
dive,
running.
It's a thing
dive.
then. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
No, we just do what they're doing to us. We roll up, act like we don't know what's going on, and then
But
Yeah.
be ready.
Well, and that's
Be
It's gonna end
prepared.
up being a
Question is-
Spider-Man pointing at himself
Just start
meme.
milling
where
around.
it's like,
Yeah, this is like
Do you want to angle in so that you'll be, positioned for a good broadside? Like, are you wanting to go in so you can come in and hit them with the cannons, or what are you aiming for?
I mean,
I'm trying to avoid their broadside.
So you want a broadside their aft.
So I would think.
Be prepared to if necessary. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm gonna let Wesley handle this. I'm just gonna let.
The other thing is that we've got to be ready to board because the
Okay.
ship is larger than us, than ours. I don't think we can take them in a cannon fight. So we have to be
It
ready
doesn't
to
have
board.
much more cannonry than you do.
But it has more.
Let me see.
3 on a broadside. How many is on the Destiny's Child? We have that sheet so we can see it.
Yeah,
all of our cannons are on a box on the left.
nice.
nice.
It actually
And they're loaded with
has-
broccoli.
It actually has. I'm sorry. It has two to a side, two starboard, two port, one aft, and one prow. Is what the flute has. The Marlin, I think you guys have the same. I think it's two,
The skin.
1 and 1.
Okay. But it's still just a little bit bigger of a ship.
Yeah, you would imagine it's a little bit more durable, probably, just because there's more wood. But
we're faster and more maneuverable, so hopefully we can pull
we
up.
do have that in our favor.
yeah,
Yeah, I do have a thing called boarding
I
assault that
can.
I'd love to test out.
And we have
And we
power,
never heard from him
positive
again.
attitudes.
Oh, the power of positive attitudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
let's. Okay, so as you guys pull in closer,
Oh yeah.
We're gonna, are we pulling into the flute?
oh, you're pulling into the skin flute. You're docking.
We're docking.
Um,
I don't. Are we about to touch tips?
I'm terribly sorry. No, as you guys start to
Oh,
get
and
closer, all of a sudden, those of you who, I'm assuming you guys are keeping close watch on everything. So anybody
yeah.
who's like watching closely, as you get to within, just a couple hundred feet, you see all of a sudden the people on the deck of the other ship like quickly move. They pull on some sort of special rigging. It looks like they have set up, and the sails like quickly move back into the correct orientation, and the people who are up on the up in the rigging are like fastening things down quickly. You can tell they had this rigged up to like
This
look
is something
disabled.
like we've done this before. We know what this is.
Oh my
They don't know
God.
who they're messing with.
So
It's
what we're gonna
personal
do
now.
here
Is that
is we're
your
gonna
cat?
try out the old ship combat rules. I don't know if anybody remembers this
nope.
No.
because I wrote this like a year ago.
It's been that long.
October of 2023 was when this
Really?
was
Holy
done.
smokes.
So long.
Oh, it wasn't that long ago.
That's
Ship
so
com-
long.
It was like what,
I-
6
I
months?
have had
maybe.
the tab up since I first opened it and
That's
read
incredible.
it. I had to sign back in to pull it back up, but I have it.
Wow,
That's amazing. Truly incredible.
truly amazing.
So the
Boy.
way that this works, and the idea here is to keep the ship combat brief and light enough that when it's like not necessarily a story fight, this is something that you guys can do fairly quickly without having to spend a whole evening on it.
So not like Starfinder.
Yeah, we're gonna try and avoid the Starfinder scenario. But the way this works is there are some similarities, which is that each turn there will be maneuvering and firing, and the maneuvering will be rolled by the person operating the tiller or the helm. So typically the captain, and then there will be a firing, which will be done by the gun captain or whoever's calling the shot for the guns. Everybody who's not one of those two can spend their turn either aiding the firing or aiding the maneuvering. And unlike a normal aid, these aids can stack. So if like 3 people succeed on an aid, you get the +3 or whatever.
So, what will blah, blah, is it in there? What do we roll for firing and what do we roll for steering?
Good question. So the maneuver will typically be a sailing lore, but it can also be a diplomacy or intimidation. And the same is going to be true for firing. So maneuvering and firing have the same checks. If you have some other lore or skill that you think works for some reason, just shout out and we'll do it on case by case. And the same thing goes for aiding. So I'll just read this quickly. The options, the built-in options that you have here are you can aid maneuvering, which says you scamper across the rigging to adjust sails, help the captain or tillerman with the tiller, or take some other action that helps the ship maneuver during combat. Attempt an appropriate check against a standard DC for your level. For example, if you are climbing rigging or wrestling the tiller, use athletics. If you're giving advice to the captain, use sailing lore, etc.
What
Treat
is
the result the same as an aid action,
sorry.
yada, yada, yada. No, go ahead, Grip.
I was just going to ask, what is the advantage of having the person that's calling the shots? The fire and calling fire.
What do you mean? I
Yeah,
mean, somebody just has to make the
who's-
final roll. Is basically all it is.
Oh, that's what that person is.
The
Yeah,
gun
so-
captain.
Oh, so the
and
people. Okay, so
yeah.
we're not individually shooting a cannon and rolling.
No.
Right.
So-
Yeah. And these are going to be each of these rounds is going to be a whole minute. If you don't want to do one of the special actions, you can use like if you have spells or something like that, you want to just launch a fireball at the enemy ship, you can do that as well. But you'll only get your normal 3 actions as if this were a 6-second round. So, I mean, part of that's just to help keep things moving quickly. But the
Okay.
idea is like as the ships are maneuvering around each other, that's the window that you get for like doing whatever it is you're gonna do, right? So
Gotcha.
any other questions?
So,
So, go ahead.
I was just gonna make a quick question about the firing round. I mean, Bosco has the lore, warfare lore specifically, so I imagine I could use that to aid. But I mean,
Mhm.
he and Monty would be manning one of the cannon, of course. As for firing, you mentioned just one roll for firing, but if it's like if you choose to do a broadside specifically, like you specified, there's like our ship has 2, their ship has 3. Would it be 3 separate shots, or you just as like a dice per cannon, like a
Yeah, so
1d8 per cannon or something like that? How
it's
I
all
couldn't
going to
remember.
be one damage roll
Okay.
based on 2 different rolls. So the maneuvering check is going to determine which side of your ship is shooting which side of their ship.
Got it.
So if you roll very well compared to them, then you're going to hit the aft or the stern of their ship. And if you roll decently well, then you might broadside each other. And if you roll really poorly, then they might hit your aft or your stern. And then once you know how many
Oh.
cannons you've got, right? Because depending on which side you're shooting from, that's how many cannons you have.
Good point. Yeah.
Then the gun captain rolls his firing check to see if he hits, how well you hit with your cannons on that side. And then you roll damage based on that.
Okay.
So the maneuvering is very important for, like, if you critically succeed on maneuvering, you're going to rock face, even if you have fewer cannons or whatever,
Yeah.
And so you guys will get a bonus to maneuverability based on your ship. Your ship gets a +4 for its maneuverability, and the flute gets a +2.
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, so currently we got Wesley at the helm, so he would be in charge of the maneuvering.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Which, I mean,
somebody
that's how
else.
you guys have had it. You don't necessarily have to do that, but
Yeah, no, that's just currently what I was like.
yeah.
That's our current positions. Or if we're switching positions, that's something that we would need to work out real quick and whatnot. I'm just thinking
Yeah,
out
so
loud.
I think the question that we have, assuming that Wesley's going to be making that role, the next question is, who's the gun captain?
Who's
We
the
haven't
gun
really established that.
And in that damage is based off of what again? You said
Just based on the cannons that your ship has.
I'm sorry,
what,
yes,
well, I mean, what
what
skill
role?
is that?
Subtle
it could
or
be-
diplomacy or intimidation.
That's
I have
right.
a 10 in intimidation.
I would say, I mean, warfare lore. I would take warfare lore as the primary on gun captain too,
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
warfare-
I was open to just aiding whoever was going to be like
and that's fine.
shouting
aid-
orders. So I would aid with warfare lore with my +9. If it was intim or diplomacy or whoever felt more confident about their role, then yeah, I'm good with that. It's just kind of thinking like Bosco and Monty would be, running back and forth between guns, not so much calling orders, but just helping shoot.
We
So-
couldn't use athletics for aiding like maneuverability or
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that one's like, if you want to, like if you're doing that, maybe you're messing with the rigging or you're helping with the helm or something like
that's
that.
what I
You
was
can
thinking,
definitely
yeah,
aid
like
with
running back and forth,
Yeah.
pulling online.
Yeah.
And the idea here is
too.
like everybody should be able to do something effective. Like you should be able to use some kind of skill that you're good at to help the situation. And the question is just how do you want to do it, right? Because you can either apply it to maneuverability or to operating the guns. And as long as it makes sense, then I'm totally fine with it.
Cool.
And then we're just going to roll the dice and see what happens. So, with that being said, is it going to be Tavam doing the gun captain? I know he said he had a +10 in intimidation. Does anybody want to steal that spot?
I'm good with that. I mean, if like he's in the crow's nest calling shots while we're down here.
It's in the
running,
crow's nest
like,
calling.
The cat condo.
I mean, you do kind of
if
have
you
to
will.
be like
He's-
down with the cannons, I
He
think.
can't be the spotter.
But it,
I guess
mean,
that
in a-
would be the aid.
Maybe
I
you
would-
have a like a wire, like a can on the end of a
Like a
wire
can.
telephone thing. You
A
know,
cannon
you shout-
can, if you will.
Megaphone.
prepare the broadside cannons.
Just take
Just shouting
You-
very obvious things. They're behind us now. I'm like, yeah. we see."
You laugh,
Never
but
seen that.
that's still the system that the Navy is using now. Basically, their little growler
Wire.
phones.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
basically how they work.
Well, I
They're
mean,
shooting
hey,
at us.
you need reliability more than you need fanciness.
That's right.
I mean, if it's a
And
1
and
minute
it
round,
works.
I can
It works
get down
without
to the deck.
electricity.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a 1 minute round, I can get down to the deck.
Okay.
Okay, so we have our rollers, which is going to be Chakris and B Will. So everybody else, tell me who you're going to aid and how you're going to do it. I know we've heard a little bit already. Like Bosco is going to be basically giving his knowledge and of tactics and warfare and like helping Tavam kind of make the call on when to fire, when it's going to be optimal. So, and I think Luke, you said you're going to do athletics. What exactly are you thinking you're going to do?
Just running back, pulling on sails and rigging so we can unfurl and furl sails so we can get the best wind grab to maneuver.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get Swing rolling a warfare lore to help with the gun. Let's get Head rolling athletics to aid maneuvering, and then we need Gribs and Dom. What are you guys going to be doing?
Which one are you filling, Gribs? Are you gonna assist in maneuvering or shooting?
I was gonna do basically almost the same as Heck because I feel like I'm probably the fastest person here, movement speed wise, and I have a lot of athletics, so I feel like I would be able to be best suited to help that way.
You're like running back and forth, grabbing shit, moving shit,
Oh, yeah.
pulling shit. Okay, give me that
Doing, yeah.
athletics check. And then Svalder, what are you doing?
Could I aid in the firing by making sure that there's like cannon and shot or cannonballs and shot for the cannons?
Yeah, sure.
Keeping them
What are
prepped.
what are you gonna roll for that?
I was hoping athletics, but I'm fine with whatever you're.
So you're
looking
okay.
for.
So you're thinking like you're just like carrying shot around.
Yeah,
to
moving
as
then
needed, or helping load maybe even. I mean, you
Yeah.
guys don't have a huge crew on this ship, so probably everybody's kind of having to get nitty gritty with everything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Awesome.
Okay, so everybody succeeded on their aid. So as I counted, it's +2, right? +2 on maneuvering, +2 on shooting.
That's the way I counted it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you said I could use diplomacy for steering, right?
You may, yeah.
And the ship has a natural +4 boner on maneuvering, right?
Yeah, add a +4 into your check, Chris, in addition to the +2. So +6 total on top of whatever you got.
I love the idea of using diplomacy to steer the ship. It's like, come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Come on, Betsy. Pardon me, could you please pull that rope over there?
Yeah, really
exactly.
the social skills are meant to represent like commanding the crew, basically. But yeah, on a small ship, it's kind of funny.
Holy mother.
That's a roll.
Okay.
I came.
Nice.
I went. And
I
then
was
we
already
conquered.
there.
And then we conquered.
Okay, so let me. Okay, so he's got a +2 bonus on his ship, and I do. I think we're gonna get faster with this as we go, and get used to it. Okay.
Okay.
So is it almost like
right,
a contested roll-ish?
Yeah, it is. It is going to be an opposed roll. So your level of
Almost a crit.
success. Well, wait, is that right? Yeah, it is an opposed, I think. It says you attempt to navigate your ship into a position to broadside an enemy while trying to avoid their broadside the best you can. Make an opposed sailing check against the enemy you are targeting with the following outcome. So you've beaten them by 9, which is not quite a critical success. So on a success, it says you successfully broadside the enemy and you're able to mitigate some of the incoming damage. Reduce incoming cannon fire this round by 2 dice. Oh, that's not right. That can't be right. Who wrote this shit?
What kind of dice are we talking?
Well, you're talking about what, 1 dice per cannon, right? So if there's 3 cannons,
so each cannon is a D12.
Okay.
So we're gonna just change that to 1 die for now.
Yeah. What are our hit points, by the way, for the ship?
You guys have 80 hit points. Let me see. Can I give you guys permission to see this?
Even get like just a random mob down here to represent the ship or something.
The standard DC for our level, by the way, Tev, is 18 for level 3.
Oh wait, yeah, the aid is. I'm sorry, aid is standard DC, not the aid DC. So the 15 would have failed.
And
the 16.
Awesome. Yeah.
My bad. Okay, so you do get just +1, so that becomes a 33 for this one, and then the gun captain will only get +1 as well when they make their check. But that doesn't change the maneuver outcome. So let me Let me see if I can give you guys access to this real fast, and then we will.
I just imagine, Svaldir, we didn't succeed because we were running around, but there was so much junk still on the deck. We had to jump over things and
It's these
avoid
newbies
tripping.
on the fucking down here, man.
Yeah.
Are those randos that were on the ship previously?
Bunch of jerks.
Okay, so you guys are broadsiding each other, but you're able to kind of get your ship in at the right angle to where you guys have a slightly better firing solution than they do. So now it's going to be the gun captain's turn to fire the cannons. So Tavam, give me that intimidation check if that's what you're using, and you get a +1 from the aid from Bosco.
Okay. And then no other standards, aids in that. Okay. Just check.
No, and this is against the standard DC, which
Oh!
is 18.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't need it. Look at
On a critical success, you deal double damage.
They
So you guys,
die.
you are broadsiding, and you're broadsiding with 2 guns. So that means you're rolling 2d12, and it's going to be doubled.
Gotcha.
I only want to
So
see
go ahead
2
and give me
numbers
that
on here.
2d12 times 2.
Get it.
Those weren't the numbers.
It's okay.
Okay, 16 damage. That's good. And their retort is going to be.
Oh dear God.
So they're also going to double damage, but remember their dice are reduced by 1 because of the maneuvering check. So they're only getting 1d12 here
Gotcha.
and multiplying it by 2.
I thought
So
I
8
just knew you were
damage.
going to roll a 12.
I just wanted to see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot,
Oh,
even
it's a
a
bloody
9, a 9 would have been
Would have
been-
outdamaged.
yeah.
Yeah. Why is
So
our
you
ship
guys-
bleeding?
That's kind of disturbing.
You didn't realize it was that kind of ship, did you?
Oh,
It's
no.
a living ship.
It
yeah.
is a skin flute.
Ah!
Is there a cat scratching something?
We do have a Tavam. Yes.
The Scion flute.
All right, so that was round 1. Let's go again, everybody.
This is actually kind of fun.
I assume you're going to do the
Alright.
same. So
Yeah.
if you're changing something, let me know. If you're not changing anything, go ahead and roll what you rolled last time. Unless you're the aids go first, and then
Yeah.
And the DC we're looking for is 18 on the aids.
for the standards, yeah. For the maneuverer, you're the only one who's opposed.
How many hero points are we starting with again? Can you remind me?
2.
2? It's 2.
Oh.
Okay.
I did not put that on my sheet.
What is
Oh.
happening?
yeah.
Okay, +2. You were helping
Oh.
with maneuvering,
Maneuver.
right?
Maneuver.
Yeah, +2 on the
Yeah, both of
maneuver.
those maneuvering. They were rolling all the aid checks before the 2 main checks. Is that
Mhm.
right?
So with
Yeah,
Bromirs, that's +3.
Bromir, yeah,
If they
that's right.
stack,
So
okay.
+3. Bosco, no help.
And then
And
Svaldir.
Svaldir, no help. So yeah, we've got +3 on the maneuver. So you're looking at +7
7.
now this time.
Oof.
Guys, it's a 25. It's
I mean, it's still good,
Man, it's a hit.
but not
Uh-oh.
good
So
enough.
that's-
Uh-oh.
Hang on,
Uh-oh.
Okay, so he does beat you. So you're gonna get half your you're gonna reduce your dice by 1 on this firing round.
Gotcha.
So now let's do firing.
And I'm all by myself on the firing.
You guys remembered when Wesley looked at this captain in the face and told him we would bring his ship back?
Yeah, unharmed.
We're going to give him the flag of the ship.
And do you
The-
remember when
the
Wesley
flag
charged
folding
us into
ceremony.
this?
Out of the
We just bring him
it's
the
a
flute.
folding ceremony.
I don't know. If the ship goes down, Wesley may go down with it. I don't know.
Oh, you're that? Okay. You're that attached to
So
it.
on a failed fire, you're gonna still deal half damage. So because of the failed maneuver, you're only getting 1 die. Because of the failed gun check, you're only getting half of that die. So roll a d12 and divide by 2. They succeeded on theirs, on both counts. So they're just going to deal normal damage, which is going to be oh wow, which is going to be
man.
2d12.
That was the time to roll 12.
Oh. All right. Well.
11 damage. You guys are not doing great here.
Is there a
We're scratched.
threshold, like a, or is it
Yes,
just
at 50% HP, your ship becomes broken.
At any point in
anything.
time, or let me know if we're getting close enough to try to board their ship.
So the way boarding works is if at any time you critically succeed on a maneuver check, you can choose to board instead.
Okay.
So that's what you're looking for boarding. The other
So
option
they're
for
trying-
boarding, I think, is if you can also try to get the enemy to surrender at certain times.
And I'm also
and-
guessing once we get the 50% threshold, we have the option to repair and patch the ship.
Run away, run
Like,
away.
this is-
run
I think
away?
I'm missing some stuff. What happened to the rest of this?
Oh, I didn't like it, so I changed it. No, I did not. 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 I'm just.
Let
That
me
was funny.
go.
Okay, well, I'll worry about that later. But yeah, so that's how boarding works. Next round, top of the round into you. Let's get those aids in.
Whoa.
This may have been a short career for Wesley.
One ship Wesley will be his name.
Yeah.
One ship Wesley. Beautiful. Oh wow,
Two
that's awesome.
successes.
No crits there because the DC is 18, but both successes. So +2 on the maneuver. Here's +1 on the guns. And Bosco. Oh, did we lose Swing?
I'm here. Sorry. Yeah.
I noticed I lost your camera.
Yeah,
Beautiful face.
camera started freezing up again. I didn't make nearly as a weird of a face as that first time it froze up. But yeah, here's that aid.
Oh,
Oh,
saw an 18.
Not the aids you were looking for. Okay.
No.
Mm.
So +2 maneuver. Let's go ahead and get that maneuver check.
oh, nice.
Okay.
Okay. That's powerful.
take
That's
it.
a powerful opener. His response.
Oh.
So that is a critical
boys.
success.
A
So
double crit.
because of a critical success,
Yes.
the normal effect of a critical success on maneuver is that you line up a shot to rake the stern or bow of the enemy ship. Your cannons deal double damage on a hit, and the enemy may only fire their bow or stern cannons. You may instead choose to grapple and board the enemy ship. So the way this works is like theoretically, if you critically succeed on a maneuver and you critically succeed on the guns, you can quadruple damage. So you can have really big swings in this type of combat.
So we have to choose to either fire or board. We can't do both.
That's right. Yeah.
Fair.
That's a difficult
If
decision.
you
for
board, basically
captain.
the firing phase ends and you go into combat.
Something tells me selling a ship that's got a couple holes in it is still going to be quite lucrative.
It's up to Captain Wesley. Is this going to be one shot, Wesley?
Captain
ship
Wesley, do
Wesley?
you rake or board?
Let's board. Let's
Okay.
do it. It's personal now.
Is it?
Personal.
Is it?
Yes. Yes.
We
Punch
made
a
this
hole in our
personal.
stolen ship.
Look, we were trying to render assistance,
Okay.
and we got
Is that what we're going to stick with?
yes.
Okay.
We are fully justified
Shit.
in taking over their ship and adding it to our fleet.
It was destiny.
Captain Wesley, more like Admiral Wesley.
Bro, he just got promoted. Two ship Wesley all of a sudden.
Oh, Wesley, 2 ships.
Oh, Wesley, 2 ships.
Oh no, it did the thing where I lost my map again.
Oh, we're about to give
Oh, boo.
Granddaddy Dread Pirate a run for his money.
It's the
Nobody's
Dread
afraid
Pirate
of the-
Wesley.
Nobody's afraid of the Dread Pirate Wesley.
There.
All right, we're gonna have to come up with some shenanigans here, just to facilitate some map action because my maps are on the Struglaboos. Let's see.
Yeah, I imagine as he's swinging around, he's like, and he knows, Wesley just knows that he's outfoxed them. Prepare to board.
Now, one thing we didn't get into this time, which is maybe something we'll, I didn't want to get too crazy here, regardless, but I did kind of forget about it, which is that when you fire, you can choose to aim for the hull, to aim for the rigging, or to aim for the crew. And each set of those is going to have a different number of hit points, and then they have different benefits. So, like if you aim for the crew and you cut off hit points, then when you later go to board, you get bonuses in the combat, that kind of thing.
That
If you aim
first
for the
round,
rigging, you reduce their maneuverability.
They get a penalty to maneuver.
I was totally aiming at the crew. I knew we were boarding.
Okay, that's not what happened, but thank you. Be well.
Yeah, so basically, we have to determine ahead of time so that we know.
You did.
We know what kind of shot to load in the cannons.
Yeah. Sweep the deck.
Yeah, and I mean that's just to keep things light. I didn't go into all that, but presumably you'd be loading the chain for the crew, and you'd be loading the gate. Oh my god, the grape for the rigging, and
the Grapes
and
of Wraith.
shot.
Purple shot. Yeah.
The Grapes of Wraith, indeed. The purple shot.
The purple shot.
Purple drink.
Purple haze.
Okay, so I know that B Will has an ability that he wants to use here, and that tell us what that is, B Will.
So it is just it's called boarding assault.
I mean, salt is usually pretty small. How do you get on top of it?
Nice.
Small. I make it for him.
Yeah, he's right. He does.
And you were griping about us.
Yeah.
I like where you're at there.
Griping about it?
I like where you're at there.
Basically, I just do some amazing shit to get on board.
Okay.
Stride twice, make a backer base check. DC determined by GM. Swing on a rope twice my speed. It's just part of the pirate dedication,
Okay. Do you want to use that to get on the enemy ship first, or do you want to use it to get there at the same time as your allies? Like get into the thick of the combat? Because we are going to, just like I said, to try and keep this as high level as possible, I'm not going to have you like fight a pitched combat against their entire crew. Instead, there will just be a fight between you and like the core, like the captain and the first mate, that kind of thing. And we'll assume that your crew, which is only like 4 other people, is fighting their crew while you guys are having your epic battle. So the way that you get into that situation is kind of up to you because you're the ones who boarded here. So I'll leave it up to you to you get the opportunity to sort of set the stage how you want to. So yeah, go ahead.
The way I envision this is like as soon as the rest of my crewmates get on board, that's when I will do the flamboyant swing through the air, drop out of the sky, land right behind them with my sword out, Let's go.
Rapier's in your mouth as you're swinging across.
Yeah, rapier in the mouth as soon as I hit pull it out. Let's go.
He's French all of a sudden.
And try, and make an intimidation check as soon as I land.
Is that how you do intimidation when you land? Is that how it works, or you're just saying that?
No, I just want to do intimidation. That's going to be, I'm calling that. That's what I'm going to do when I land. Wherever, if I have to wait around, whatever.
Okay, so I got us just about set up here. It is 9:20, so why don't we take a 5-minute break here? Maybe a 10. I think I heard. Did you hear people at the house? I think I heard people here. If there are people here, we're probably going to introduce Luke to Small Baby. But yeah, so let's call it 5 or 10, and we'll be right back in it.
Oh, Brandy, I said hey.
Okay,
We'll
we'll
right
do.
back.
Okay.
All right.
Are you on the second edition subreddit, Chris?
Yeah.
Do you see that they're pretty much making it a Paizo community rather than just Pathfinder second edition?
No, I didn't see that.
They're getting everything. They're starting to merge everything to be both like, since Starfinder is going to be 2E compatible. Oh,
I
Starfinder
can
2 is
see
going to
that.
be 2E compatible. That they're updating all of the stuff to be both.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do, and um, I think that both communities should be open to the other, but I think it should still be separate. Because a lot of people are,
They do still
they're
have
not.
their separate channels and stuff that's like dedicated to Pathfinder and to Starfinder. It's just all going to be centralized into one Discord.
Oh, in the the Discord, not
The Discord server is going to be like a Paizo community server.
Oh,
But there are
okay.
going to be channels dedicated to both Pathfinder and Starfinder rather than just Pathfinder.
I thought you
'Cause
said. I thought you said Reddit. I thought you said the subreddit.
Hmm.
That was my bad. I misunderstood. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's cool. I dig that.
The 2E subreddit fucking sucks now. I can't stand looking at it every time. I still open posts and I read through it, but like Tevis said the last time we talked about, it's the same people talking on it every time, and
Yeah.
if you say anything that's remotely, just minutely, slightly against Paizo's rulings that they've written, people will flame you and will just anything that's not like Paizo like support, it's just immediately just like heresy.
It's crazy. I mean, it's a great system. It's
Yeah.
not perfect.
I don't know
Agreed.
if y'all can read this or not. My sister got me this for Christmas. I just love it.
I find your lack of
Whiskey disturbing, and
nice.
then and then in the back it's got Darth Vader
Oh,
etched in
cool.
on the
I
back
was about
side
to
of it.
say, if it was like
Nice.
Is that a
from
whiskey
the
with an
direction that you
E?
look through and see it, yeah.
Yep, whiskey with an E.
Gotta scrape it off, man.
I know that's the one downside to it, but
Anybody? I know we didn't talk about the whiskey thing when we started, but I love the discussion on does whiskey have an E or not.
I thought it
My
was
thing was
types of whiskey. You like put something in the
Yeah.
like filtering process or something's
Well, it
required.
has to do with if it's Irish whiskey or not. Which I think
Oh.
Irish whiskey is with the E, and
With
then
an E.
if it's made in American, it's not with an E, or not American. If it's made in America, it's not with an E.
Nice little ball of
Okay.
Tully there, bro.
Got
It's
the
like-
totally. I fell in love with it after we had it at Tess's wedding. It's
Delicious.
one of my standbys. Yeah.
Good stuff.
so I don't know if y'all can see it, but it definitely spells whiskey without the E.
Yeah.
And
My
I do.
argument-
Canadian.
My argument for
Hello?
not having the E in whiskey is that I drank it.
Yeah.
You drink it, so now it's E. It's on E.
Yeah.
On the E.
It's on the E.
Whiskey levels are on E.
Oh, not anymore. I just filled up my decanter.
Okay.
I do prefer
Or
the
booger.
Irish. I do prefer the Irish whiskey to all other whiskeys that I've had so far.
We had some. What's it? Hazen Fadden, or what's it called? Hazel something.
I
Basil
find your
Hayden?
lack of whiskey
Basil
disturbing.
Hayden. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Basil
sir.
Hayden's, I think it's called, yeah.
Have you tried any of that there, Chris?
No, I have not.
Pretty good.
I think that was a decanter. Okay. So here's what we got going on.
Don't be a
I'm going to have you guys on your ship, even though you will be on the enemy ship. But for the ease of battle mapping, we're going to make it look like your ship.
Oh.
And what I'm going to do, if you're not on here, feel free to add yourself. I think Bosco's not on here yet. I just kind of had everybody still here. Here, I'll drop you on. Bosk. Tavum's still in the water, as he deserves to be.
I'm waiting
Boat
to
looks
land.
very familiar.
What's that now?
I was just waiting to land to see where everybody else was spaced out at.
Right, that makes sense.
All
Yeah, so
right.
the way I'm going to do that, B Will, is, since it's a really cool ability and I want you to be able to use it for fun stuff, I'm going to say you'll basically just get to do that for free as you make your entrance. So on your initiative track counter, you'll do that to get in, and then you'll get your 3 actions.
Cool.
Everybody else who doesn't have cool pirate abilities, get some cool pirate abilities. Okay?
Hell yeah. Yar.
I was about to ask, was like, we're still on our ship, or we're just kind of jumping
Yeah,
to where like
no,
we
this
just
is-
grappled across.
Yeah,
And,
this
like-
is meant to be their ship. It's just happens to be your ship.
What I was just figuring out was like we heard him do his cool pirate maneuvers, and if like we needed to roll to get over to their ship, or we're just gonna
Oh, no,
cut
no.
ahead to when we're on the ship.
Yeah, we're gonna cut ahead to you guys getting on the ship. So basically, like I
okay.
said, to keep things high level, when you roll the critical success on the maneuver and you choose to board, then from there you're gonna successfully board, grapple, board, and make your way through the melee to wherever the captain, first mate, whoever these important figures are that you need to dispatch.
Okay.
And then from there we'll engage in combat if necessary. I mean, at any time, feel free to attempt a check to force them to surrender or something like that. Like they're in the middle of the ocean. They know that if they lose this battle, like they're gonna die. So surrender is definitely an option. So it's up to you guys how you deal with that.
The only thing that
For
matters
now-
to me is who shot first.
Who shot first?
We did.
We shoot
They
first?
did,
Yeah.
well,
Chris, weren't you just arguing that
they
they
were
shot
going to
first
shoot
earlier?
so we just
Like
happened to
before
know
the
that
break?
people were not.
Yeah, that was to make his
No, no,
skill
no.
better.
No. They were
It's just
preparing
a-
to shot first.
Oh, sure.
Eh,
Yeah,
They were setting sail to
we
We're
happened to
just
be watching
better.
that
Drew
game, so we
first.
knew what was going on.
There you
Han
go.
shot first.
See, they drew first, but that's the threat in and of itself, and so
Yeah.
we returned. That's what it was. Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so I made an encounter. Everybody go ahead and add yourselves to the initiative. Is everybody on the map now?
Both of me
Yeah.
are here.
Got
May I
It's-
use athletics for my
Yeah.
initiative?
I was just about to ask that too.
Yes.
diplomacy.
And anybody, like, if you guys don't like where you are, that you can feel free to move a little bit here. I didn't.
Where's the other ship? Oh, we're on the ship.
You're
Okay,
on the
yeah.
other ship. Yeah.
Okay.
Can
Yeah.
I?
So just kind of imagine that you have, you threw all your grappling lines over.
Yeah.
You fought off some of the enemy. You got to the enemy's ship, and now
now
you're
we're
having this
squaring
combat.
off.
If you
Yeah,
have cool pirate abilities, you're going to swing in here in just a second. So as
So-
part of that, because you guys were the borders, like I said, you can kind of define how you got there, right? Like where you are. How if you want to be right up on the enemy, you can be right up on the enemy. It's up to you guys.
And
No, I'm fine where I'm at. May I, since I was piloting the ship with diplomacy, may I use diplomacy to initiate?
I'll allow it.
Thank
Same
you.
question with intimidation.
I'll disallow it. No, I'll allow it.
Thank you.
So you said we could actually land right next to the people?
Yeah, you could be right next to him if you want to.
Okay, and I don't have to roll anything cool like swinging from a rope or anything like that. I can just be.
Nope.
Thing,
Which obviously, like, if for some reason the tides were turned here and they were boarding you, then it would be the opposite kind of deal. I would let.
Can I get right
you know,
there?
I would choose. What's that?
Can I get right there where I am?
Yeah, sure. Let's say yeah.
All right.
I
you can
don't
move.
know if I like that.
Hopefully the boat doesn't decide to sway.
You may
It's
not
just-
like the brine
I'm not-
shark. That's
I want to be.
in the water
Yeah,
right there.
I don't want to be a Tavam. Maybe I'll get right here.
You
How
can
to
move.
get shoved 101.
Exactly.
Okay, Bromir, go ahead and give me your initiative
Oh, yeah,
check.
right, sorry.
I saw that episode
Um,
2 weeks ago.
That was like a month ago, wasn't it?
Man,
Yeah.
Bromir can never get a good initiative.
2 episodes ago.
Tavam is still going last.
Yep,
Wow,
Tavam-
Bosco still lost to
He's-
Bromir's 1?
Yeah. It was
Oh my god.
rolled like a 2.
Okay.
Tovam's got to make
Alright.
his entrance.
Yeah, I made-
Fashionably late.
So sorry, I should have been doing this. I always forget that I have to do this too. Seems unreasonable for some reason. All right. So Wesley, you are first.
Holy smokes. So you said we're squaring off against the bridge crew, right? The captain, the first mate.
Yeah, so I mean, presumably, like, there's other combat taking place on
Mhm.
the ship right now. Like
Right.
your crew
It
is
just
fighting
doesn't
their crew,
involve us.
and then like if you think about like a movie, how it focuses in on this one particular
Yeah,
piece of the
I like
combat.
it.
That's basically where you guys are.
I'm assuming the captain is pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, I don't have
Then-
images for these guys, but the captain and the
Right.
first mate would kind of stand out as being a little bit, dressed.
They look
better.
like anime main characters.
Right,
Yeah, like
right.
off-colored, spiky hair.
Yep,
You can
yep.
see one of them is almost mouthing "It's nothing personnel, kid" right now.
It looked
Oh.
like he said it's nothing personal, though.
I'm taking it
Translators
person.
know. Okay, cocky.
Translate.
Hey, cocky. I'm taking it personnel. So I'm gonna bond mow. I want to bond mow the captain, captain to captain,
Okay.
and I say
Captain
Buccaneer,
on camera.
more like a diamoneer.
Listen here, Bucko Near.
A buck and a dime.
It hurts.
I got that one, Chris. I got it.
Thank you, thank you.
Forgot
So
to roll
that
for Roscoe.
Thank you for spelling it out because I was drawing a big.
That was
line.
beautiful.
Yeah, me too. I appreciate that.
Okay,
Uh,
Wesley, why don't you go ahead and give us that Diplo check against his will DC?
All right. I want a hero point.
Okay.
Do it.
I may as well.
Yeah. Huh. It's better.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay,
a
that
big-
is
it's a bigger number.
success.
Nice.
What do you say? You're a stupid head?
No, I say Buccaneer, more like a diamoneer.
Nice.
Yeah.
A
Nice.
diamond ear or a diamond?
A dime.
A
and
dime
ear.
and
Oh,
ear.
diamond, okay.
Not a buck.
Not a
dime,
buck.
Yeah.
But a dime.
Okay.
More like a doe
A doe and ear. Nice.
I see what you
A
got
doe
you.
and
I see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then for my
Uh,
next 2 actions, would like to cast
God
fear.
dang it.
Oh, you're gonna cast fear, you say?
Fear
Just dancing.
on the
Very
captain.
nice. Okay. So here we go. DC 19 will save. Could be big. Oh, it's big.
Big and
Oh,
true.
that's huge.
Oh, it's big.
He's running off the ship now.
Oh, please tell me they can totally run off the boat.
Uno
Well,
reverse card?
yeah.
Did so just quick
this-
question. Did the Bon Mo have any like
The bon mot was 100% required.
Yeah,
You
it was
he
a
critically
critic-
failed
5-10.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay,
Well
wow.
played.
So yeah, he is frightened 3 and fleeing for 1 round.
That got him shook.
Big money.
The whole
He is
Buccaneer
deep
diamond.
shook. Okay, so that's your whole turn, right? Wesley?
That's my
I should
turn.
Begin the encounter.
Yes.
Did he just say
Probably.
Electrum? Oh God, no!
Oh no! Did you say upgrade?
Roscoe is gonna come in next. Sliding up here. Oh, I hate how the lines don't line up. Sliding up here next to Spalder. He's gonna target, yield, relieved pirate. That was 1 action to stride. Second action gonna be to strike.
Hey, I can't see the captain.
Gonna be a miss. He should be the guy right next to Spalder. You don't see
Yeah,
him?
the one right in front of me.
Mhm.
Yeah, they all look the same there. If you hover over though, does it show you the guys the names though, right?
You
have-
have-
It shows them in the initiative tracker. Like if you hover over their
Ah,
token, it highlights them.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, first mate, captain.
but it doesn't
Yeah,
like
okay.
just show their name
Right.
by the
Now-
token.
Well, I'm glad it doesn't because otherwise it'd be really hard for you guys to find out. By hovering over them and looking in the initiative.
Sure.
Yeah, I thought Roscoe was the captain. I was like, that's a pretty captain.
Yeah,
That's
he'd make a
pretty
fine
captain.
captain.
How could you forget Roscoe already?
Ah,
I thought he looked. I was like, just like, oh, we're just reusing pictures.
Been
Okay.
here.
Roscoe with
time.
2 misses. So the first mate, he's been squared up with by Bromir. So I assume Bromir kind of like just runs up to the first mate, and the first mate has his cutlass out and is going to attack back. Whoops!
Yeah,
Oh my
imagine
god!
I swing in and landed right in front of him. Kind of give him.
I
a
took the
menacing look.
relieved pirate out of the initiative on accident. You guys, this guy was low, right? He was like
Yeah,
11 or something.
he was between
was
Bromir
relieving
and
too.
Bosco, I think.
Yeah.
Between Bromir and Bosco. He
Oh,
went
wait.
right back. Meant to be.
That works.
What a bro.
That's
The
fucking
bottom
destiny.
3 all rolled 11.
I
What do you
meant
do?
to untarget him. So, all right, first mate still has 3 actions here. He's going to melee with his cutlass. Ah, man, misses. Second action, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna try to grapple.
Oh,
They
is
don't
this
do
on
the.
me?
It's
Yeah.
on you, bro.
Oh, okay.
They don't do
Sorry,
the
I
maps
was
here.
trying to target him, but I couldn't target him. There we go. Now I can.
Unfortunately. So here comes the grapple. What's your? Oh my God, Fort DC.
Well, it's higher than that.
Is it but is that a crit fail? Because it does
Yeah,
matter, I think, for grapple.
Sorry, I didn't have that open.
No, it's
19,
not a
didn't
crit.
it?
Your fort's an 8 plus 8, right? Should
My
be
fort is 8.
18.
Yeah, 18. not
Okay,
19.
so just a regular fail. All right, third Maparoo gonna come in with the cutlass strike. Oh, my
that one
God,
hit.
he hits
What the-
with
Wow.
his third map. That's incredible. Here comes
is.
some hot damage. Get you 10 points of slashing.
Holy shit!
First mate's got some chops, quite literally.
It's not
Uh,
me.
I got something for him. I got something for him.
Captain is frightened 3 and fleeing.
Please.
He is going to leap off the side of the boat.
Holy shit!
Does anybody have a reaction?
I
No, but I wish
waved.
I did.
I wait.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's what I thought.
He turns and is like, run for your lives, and leaps off the ship.
And
Can
a
we get a
brine
roll for
shark
shark?
comes up. Yeah.
exactly.
Go for the shark.
That
Let's see,
random
if we roll a
generation table.
100, we'll get a shark.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So we,
oh,
so
come
we got
on.
dolphin. We got
Yeah,
dolphin.
cool.
That's
The
what-
dolphin comes out and is like,
I don't know. That could potentially be worse, depending on
know,
the type of dolphin.
if they're sexually agitated.
Or if they're just pissed off, yeah.
Dolphins are
all
messing
right,
up. Yeah.
Heh, you are up. You're currently in front of the surprised pirate.
orcas are a type of dolphin.
Yep.
I think orcs are humanoid.
Okay.
All right.
Whoa.
All right.
I,
Okay.
I thought it was a license agreement.
That would be amazing, seeing an orca with an orc's face.
All right, tough call. Captain jumped into the drink. I think it would be a whole lot easier
Jump after him.
to get these people to throw down arms at the moment.
Quite possibly.
Huh. How does demoralize work?
Demoralize typically makes them frightened. I would say, like, you could call for them to surrender by intimidation if you want to, specifically, as an action.
I think I'd like to do that.
Okay. And I'm going to say, in this case, you're not necessarily going to get it. They're not going to get a penalty because the captain has fled, but rather there's a chance that this might work because the captain has fled. Under normal circumstances, like a regular success may not be sufficient, but you kind of need a little, if you've got a little something going, a little leverage, then you can potentially get them to surrender.
Well, I have intimidating glare, and I have no clue what they speak, nor do I choose to speak. I'm just going to kind of glance at the captain who decided to jump off and then just mean mug the living snot out of the guy in front of me and the other kind of.
Okay. You're going to remind them of their imminent demise. You don't want, I mean, you're not going to say, like, I need you guys to surrender or anything?
No, I'm just. Man, the whole not talking thing that I'm going to have to.
You're gonna
I
have
don't
to
know.
talk.
Maybe I'll
Anna.
just kind of like pick my fist up and hold, just kind of rear it back, give him the look like this can go one of two ways.
Maybe, like, point at his weapon and, like, drop or something.
Guns.
Yeah. Okay. Give me that intimidation.
Intimidate, or would it be demoralize?
It's a, I mean, a
Same thing.
demoralize is an intimidation check.
Okay, gotcha.
Just the name of the action.
Understood.
Do you have intimidating glare?
Yep, he said that.
I
Oh,
do have intimidating glare.
24.
Yeah, that'll help.
Okay.
You don't actually have to talk.
I'm gonna say both of the regular pirates here are going to immediately throw down arms. So that's going to be surprised pirate and relieved pirate. Let me put a.
He paid his pants. He's relieved.
I'm gonna put. Let's see. Fascinated.
Is he wearing his brown pants, or did that just happen?
So those guys are both gonna go. Like they both just drop their cutlasses, and you can see them like backing up with their hands up.
Who dropped it? Who did?
The two
non-first
people
mate.
who have the purple swirlies on them. Regular.
So
Oh, I
leaves
see
me
it.
with two
Okay.
more actions, and Mr. First Mate decided he wasn't going to do anything.
He has not surrendered yet. That's not to say he wouldn't ever surrender, just that he hasn't yet.
He got a good hit off of
And I
on
think a
Bromir.
really good smack on the face is probably what he just needs to decide.
Sounds
Will
Just for him to
Smith
take
him.
offline.
Will Smith him.
Wow.
Open hand slap. Bam.
Gotta make an
Get
example
my
of one of
captain's name out your mouth.
Wow.
All right, so I guess I will.
Say my name, say my name.
When everyone's around you.
Second action to walk up to him.
Okay.
Third action, we're gonna throw a hand. But obviously, I'm not raged, so it's just plain unarmed.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Nice.
Yes.
That's
It was that
not the
damage.
biggest damage, but it's better. So just enough to let him know that we're not joking.
6 damage.
That's
Okay.
a solid hit.
a very powerful hit.
Surprised pirate has thrown down arms, and he continues to leave them down. Svalder, you're up.
Swalder is going to take a stride. Whoop, wrong thing. And he is going
You said
to.
you're striding?
Yeah, well, stepping. Sorry.
Okay.
And we're gonna attempt a reposition one action on the
Okay.
first mate.
I like it. I like where your head's at.
And I don't know if we actually
like-
have a macro for it. There is one, I think. No,
I like the cut of your jib,
There's one.
sailor.
I see it.
Yeah, I think there is one. What do you got
Ooh,
there?
success. I can
19.
move them up to 5 feet. So if I
Okay.
could move him here.
Okay. And he's like his heels are like on the edge of the ship rail.
Let's see. And then we'll just do. Let's see. We'll do a free action of weapon infusion.
Okay.
And we'll apply the agile effect
Okay.
to my strike.
Very
And
nice.
we'll do a 1-action Earth Blast on the first mate.
Okay. Little E blast. Oh.
Womp.
Oh,
Did you
Yes,
want to
you're
use a
taking a
hero
hero
point on
point
that,
there?
or
I mean, not really, no.
okay, that's fine.
Sounds
Okay, so that is your second.
That's my
No,
third
that's your
action.
third.
Step, reposition, E-Blast.
All right, Bromir is in the house. First
Everyone
mate's
just
the
taking
only
over my
one,
guy.
the only active combatant.
Oh, so I can't attack this guy down here?
This
I mean, it's you
is
can if you want, but they
part
have thrown
the-
down their arms and they have their hands up.
Okay.
The only one that still has his arms is
Well,
the first
let's
mate.
see. Then I'll just go right here. Then
Step
I hate that I have to step now. So I was gonna do something real cool, and I guess I'll just still try to do it. I'll step right here,
Do it cool.
and it's one action. And I guess I'm gonna try and intimidate him.
Give him the Tims.
I'm gonna
Take him the
intimidate him.
Timmies.
He didn't see it because he wasn't looking when he attacked me. But
Uh-huh.
I profile turn, flex my arm, and show him that tattooed broccoli on my arm. He will intimidate.
You're not
from
even
that-
afraid of your own allergies.
No.
Is this where we
That's
realize
incredible.
the ship is made of broccoli? It's
You're
all
taking
right.
Wait till
persistent
we get down to
broccoli
cargo and
damage.
see what they're shipping around.
I mean, if you look
He's-
at their heads, they kind of look like broccoli.
He's Bruce's younger brother, Brock.
That is a success. So he will
Okay.
become frightened 1.
That was really just all for fun because I really want to just shove him now.
Okay, go ahead and give him the shot.
That'll make it easier.
That does give
Yep.
him a -1 on his fort.
Is that straight athletics?
Yeah.
All right, that's what I thought.
I mean, my 19 was a success without the frightened, so...
Oh,
Good
and I
job.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't add the +1 to it.
Well,
Okay.
the frightened covers it
Oh, the
on
frightened. Let's go.
his end. Yeah.
Yeah.
On a success, you push your target back 5 feet. You
Yeah.
can stride after it, but you must move the same distance and in the same direction. You shove him off the side of the ship, and he goes falling backwards. At this point, the captain and the first mate are both swimming in the drink. The other 2 pirates who are assisting them have surrendered. Poor Tavam did not get to use his cool ass ability because at this time you see now
Here,
a whole
guys.
chorus of surrender is going up amongst the other crew members of this ship, and they're all throwing down their arms and saying, "Well, we surrender, we surrender. You guys are clearly the better pirates."
We didn't see it, but I think Tavam cut himself just to make sure he was still on combat and he took damage.
No, I'm perfectly fine. I chose to go last. I chose not to be involved.
Chose to go last. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it's you know,
He didn't even die.
go ahead and roll your check, B. Will, as if you were going to come sliding in on that rope. Because I mean, I feel like you would still do it.
I want to see a natural 1 and him take damage.
Totally would have hero pointed that roll because I don't like it, and I didn't have him targeted either.
What is your swing-in ability called, B. Will?
Boarding assault.
Boarding assault.
I mean, I was just gonna come in. And,
You got to attempt an acrobatics check.
oh, yeah.
to
So not demoralize.
swing on a rope up to twice your speed. You can make a melee strike that deals 1 additional weapon damage die. Oh man, we got to get
That's
you a chance to
huge.
use that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
So,
Well, you
I
didn't get
mean,
a chance to use it this time.
Can I make an argument for Tavam when he uses that? I feel like that should constitute earning panache without having to go last. Because that's what you generally do, right?
Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
that would be
I
You
would-
choose to go
enough
last
to get you
to start with
pistachio.
Yeah.
panache. Like if
Yeah.
you,
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I chose to go last to start with
Yeah.
the panache.
Mhm.
but, like
Yeah, I would
honestly,
say-
I think that should
yeah, that's
also
a-
qualify.
Because
That's a good
panache
point,
is
Dom.
style is a stylistic thing, right? You do something
Yeah.
stylistically
something
to
cool.
yeah,
Cool. So
absolutely.
yeah, people in the future, if we're in this situation again at some point, just remember you don't have to go last, and you will get pistache from your boarding ass.
My boarding ass.
Boarding
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah,
Alright.
because I would have went. I had a 17, I think. So I would
You would have gone,
yeah.
You would have been able to use your cool ass ability.
Ability, yeah. Oh well. Arr, next time.
Okay,
matey.
well, as they throw down their arms, what do you guys do?
Balder
talking?
yells at the first mate and the captain, "Throw us your fat loot, please!"
We don't have any fat loot. The captain swims off.
Yeah, I'll just
Still
walk up to
frightened.
I'll walk up to the edge. Hey, we won't kill you if you climb back up here. We won't kill you. You have my word. As a pirate, I will stick to the loosely based code. You will not die by my hand. And I look at my guys. My
As soon as they
hand.
crawl up, I push them back down in the water.
He puts his dagger in his tail.
No, they might have some fat loots on them, dude. We got to get them up here, search them.
You said not kill. That's not
Mhm.
Something tells me that inviting the people that were the main reason that everyone else surrendered back on board would probably be a good sign that they might retake up arms.
No, we can. We've
We'll
got
disarm
time.
'em.
We've got time to tie up the other guys while we
Yeah.
bring the captain and the first
We-
mate.
We
Here's the
also-
thing.
We kick the shitty arms into the water.
That's right.
The
So they don't
not
have any
fat
arms
loot.
at all.
That's right.
Right. We de-arm all of the
They only take
pirates.
out all their
Oh my god! Wow.
I,
Is it super loud?
No.
I'll make a
Yeah, that's good.
deception check and reach out. Shark! Shark! Shark!
Taven might actually get scared himself. He gets a little
Oh,
PTSD.
it's a 27 on the damn on a deception chart.
Pretty
They
good.
start
I get 'em
swimming back to the ship immediately. Okay, so you guys are you gonna tie up the current crew? What are you doing with the crew before the others get back on the deck?
We're probably gonna need some of the crew.
We probably are, but we should tie them all up first and give them the
Yeah.
option.
Time to the main mast.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
guys you tie them up. You eventually the first mate and the captain do make their way back up onto the ship. They're soaked to the bone. Hair just all over their face and everything. What do you say to them? They're like, all right, you took the ship fair and square. Are you gonna grant our men their lives?
I think this is a call for Captain Wesley.
I fucking hate you.
They're calling Captain Wesley.
You can look at me and I had to step in.
I should have named. I
Captain
should have
Two
named.
Ships.
That's right. That's Admiral. Thank you very much. No. I should have named myself Tennille.
Nice.
Well, who would the captain be then?
Yeah.
I'll be the captain. You be Tennille.
Okay. So no. I should have named myself Tennille.
Mm,
Hmm.
Okay.
There you go.
captain and
That's how it works. There you go.
I
Yep,
see what
okay.
I see what you got.
Nice.
Yep.
nice.
Because nobody's
Very
afraid of the Dread Pirate Wesley.
No.
They're not afraid of the dread pirate Captain Tennille either.
Probably not. But it would be fun. No. All right. So I look at the captain and the first officer. Your crew are. I'm sorry. My crew is safe.
The captain does not seem happy about this turn.
Which one of these guys is
I'm
the captain?
glad to hear it.
The one
This
that's
guy's
named
the-
Captain.
Yeah, this guy here is named Captain.
It doesn't say captain for me anymore.
Yeah, me
I'm
either.
a-
That's okay. All right. So I'll.
I'm walking up behind him, ready for the execution order.
No.
Now, I'm not saying that. I'm just looking at Wesley.
He just kind of. Wesley will nod. He knows. He understands.
Oh, you nodded. All right. I'm
No,
killing
no.
this
Not. That's not.
Belay
I'd
that.
like to meet you, Chris.
Well, whoa.
Hear that?
As,
what I thought I
as soon as Tovum goes to do whatever, I put my hand out. Hold up,
He's already dead.
I got an idea. My crew is safe, and I kind of look around at even at the deckhands of this ship, and then I look at the captain. Your safety depends on whether or not you're a part of my crew.
And how much you love me.
Bend the knee.
And as I say that, I look at the first officer as well.
Okay.
The first mate.
Will you be my girlfriend?
Give me a diplo check.
Can I do an intimidation, putting one hand on each of them from behind with a knife in each hand? Do an intimidation check as an aid.
Standing behind
Sure.
captain. As I'm literally positioned behind the captain, I'd like to throw a little.
Okay. Yeah. Both of you can. The captain kind of like the first mate and the captain sort of share a glance with each other, and then the captain nods. First mate nods back, and the captain says, "We'd be honored to join the crew of pirates as capable and powerful as you."
I don't trust him.
I look around at
Either.
the rest of the group. Do we accept?
I do like the thumbs down.
I stick my hand right between both of them and give them the thumbs down.
So they can see it. Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now y'all can outvote me, but that just lets them know that I'm going to be watching them, and I will effing kill them if it comes down to it. Just I'm a pirate, guys. I'm a pirate.
I'm a fucking pirate. Come on.
Pirates do be pirating.
Pirates be pirating. Pirates be all about that booty.
Boulder.
I don't think we can trust to have these two people. As I'm talking electronically, I'm not. I'm gonna throw a thumbs down too.
That's 3 thumbs downs. Svalder and
Svalder,
Bosco, do you guys have
Bosco.
an opinion?
I value your advice.
The question is, do you execute the captain and the first mate, or do you let them join the crew?
Execute.
That's 4 thumbs down. Wesley?
So we're executing just the captain and first mate?
Yes.
I think that's the yeah.
Depends on what the other two do. If they want to get rowdy.
They've already dropped. They've already dropped.
They said there are
I
other
know.
crews. There are other
It's-
crew members beyond what's right here, and it's like, well, all right, we make an example of these two, then the rest kind of fall. Okay.
For sure.
So,
The only reason
yeah.
why we got to make an example of the first mate is because he kept fighting when everybody else dropped arms and the captain jumped overboard.
exactly. So yeah, Bosco like point his gun hand like thumbs down, and then Monty will put up like a fist that has the blade on it, but he's just like he'll reach over and like turn it downward to make it look like a thumbs down as well. It's like that's right.
Okay.
Monty's
With all the thumbs down, I look at the captain and the first mate, and I say, "I'm sorry, your application has been denied. My crew and I feel that
We'll
my
keep
crew
you in
and I,
considerations for any future employment opportunities.
my
Yeah,
crew,
right.
This sounds like my real life right now. This is crazy.
my crew and I feel that your word is as untrustworthy as an electrum piece."
Okay.
Okay. Taylor.
And
Oh, go ahead.
I say,
Oh, I'm gonna humiliate the hell out of this guy. Go ahead.
What? Take their pants off first?
Oh, I'm gonna strip him. I'm gonna strip him down and then throw him overboard.
War crimes.
that's actually I wasn't thinking about stripping them, but yes, that's a great idea. Yes.
Can we add fetish
little known
to
place
the
on
category
Galarian
for the
culture.
stream really quick?
Sure.
We're gonna have to.
Yes.
That's great.
I don't. I don't know if they got anything cool on them or not. So if I strip them
Here-
down, I can go through their shit after I throw them overboard.
Wow.
Why
Your
don't
Um,
you set 'em down?
Think
I look-
ahead.
Okay, so
my
I'll
God. Oh man.
Tovum.
I would have
Getting
assumed
steamy
once we
tonight,
pulled them on
boys.
board, we would have
Tovum.
searched them anyway. But
Yeah. Yes,
Go
Captain.
ahead. Go ahead and strip them down. Give them a nice little cut, and then toss them overboard.
Aye,
Just
aye,
a small,
Captain.
small cut.
Small cut, yes, sir. Not killing, just a small cut. Should their tongues still come out the normal way? As I start taking his clothes off.
I just
know-
I shake my head and turn around, and I start scanning the rest of the crew, the deckhands, the general.
I'm gonna, because the captain ran away, I'll strip him down. I'll give him a little cut and push him overboard. I'm then gonna strip the first mate down, and when I make his cut, I am gonna give him the necktie and push him overboard. He's gonna be dead when he hits the water.
Okay.
Captain's alive. First mate's dead.
That's a lot more blood. That's going to attract the rest of the sharks.
They go overboard.
Nice.
You
Kinda
see you
loose.
look at the other crew. They're not that perturbed by this. I mean, obviously they're not crazy about it, but they
This is the fifth captain this week.
when they lost the fight, like they knew it wasn't gonna be good. So they're kind of prepared for something like this. I assumed with all the thumbs down, your response, Captain Wesley, would be, "I love democracy."
Oh,
Waiting for it.
sorry, my
Waiting
bad.
for it.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay. Searching through.
I have to
their
remember that
stuff-
next time.
Well, and I think that's a great role playing thing because how do you keep your power by letting the crew think that they have a choice?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the smell of democracy.
That's right.
Spreading managed.
Are we playing
democracy.
Helldivers
In the
right now?
morning. In the morning.
You
I love
guys
the smell of
find
that.
on them, and I'm gonna say in the ship, you find hand wraps of mighty blows, a steady foot tassel, and an alchemist's flamethrower.
Yes.
In addition,
Nice.
there is cargo in the cargo hold. It looks like it's pretty common stuff. And it's kind of it's not like one big thing like the last one had all cloth, I think, or something like that. And I can't remember now. But it's just kind of a mishmash of different products. You would need to like get it into port and see what you may be able to sell it for if you're interested in that. There is food on board. With
Yes.
like enough
That's what we
enough
want.
rations to probably honestly I would say it's about 90 rations.
It's not counting
plenty.
the crew as food. It's just rations.
They're
Are
not
you gonna eat the
cannibals.
crew?
The
I'm just
crew
making sure that
is
wasn't
not
included by
food.
default.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's
No,
not included in the
we've-
calculation.
Okay.
We have not rolled a
You
survival
were the
check.
innocent one.
You were supposed to be the chosen one.
You were the chosen one.
It was said you would destroy the punters, not join them.
Not join them.
Okay, so here's what I think we should do. As always, I'm open to the advice of my comrades because I don't want this to be the Wesley show, but I think we
We'll
should.
throw you overboard whenever
Exactly.
we don't
That's-
agree.
Take
That's
note.
that's exactly why I'm asking for advice.
The idea of choice.
We need to sail this ship back to what was the town that we came from?
I recommend that you, Captain Wesley, should helm this ship as we go back to Drenchport.
Yeah, we were headed towards Drenchport.
But
So
we
we
need
bring
to.
both.
help
Now
the ship
I'm
too.
gonna have to apologize to Brother John. We're gonna have to make a slight. I want to make a slight detour before we get to go to Drenchport because I would like to offload this cargo as quickly as possible.
Was Brother John in the melee?
He was in the other ship still, I imagine.
No,
Yeah,
He's
brother,
back there praying for us.
I just didn't know, like, if we heard shouts like "Destiny" like every like couple minutes while we're fighting.
Destiny.
Every time
Destiny.
somebody went overboard.
Mhm.
yeah. No, he stayed back
Wait.
on your ship, but he did shout "Destiny" a lot.
I imagine when we get back to the ship, there's a word "Destiny" painted on the deck.
That's the new name of the ship.
It's the
Destiny.
Destiny.
And we are Destiny's children.
We
We
are the
are
children of
Destiny's
Destiny.
children.
Yep.
Now, one
Uh,
thing to note, Chris, in terms of location, we're gonna
Yeah,
go
I
back
guess
to
we'll
the
need to see the
mysterious
map.
location. You are much closer to Drenchport than you are Drowning Rock. You are close enough now that I will reveal
Oh.
to you that you are
Oh.
just one
Oh.
tile away
Oh, okay.
from Drenchport.
More
Okay.
hexagons.
So. Okay, yeah. So let's, because judging by the map, we've got plenty of rations to stop at Drenchport and then go on to Drowning Rock. I want to get the cargo in the hands of Hollister, so that he can sell it, and assuming it's something that he can sell in Drowning Rock.
Now you know Drowning Rock is a much smaller market than Drenchport. It's the delivery that you took there seemed to be, it was like more targeted, like we're shipping goods to Drowning Rock because we
Okay.
know that they've been requested here. Whereas Drenchport is much larger compared to Drowning Rock. Like I said, it's not a huge town, but it is compared to Drowning Rock a huge town.
Tevis, can you
Our debt to pay though, and we
drag the
now have a
loot
ship
into the
that we can
stash?
pass off to a new that old captain we left at Drenchport, right?
Yeah, that's another thought. So yeah, so we could offload the cargo here at Drenchport, drop off Brother John, sell both ships back to Drowning Rock, deliver the captain his ship back. We keep this bigger ship, name it the Destiny, and we've got a crew for it already.
That sounds awesome.
I
we
do have a
want
question
bigger
though.
ship
Who is
because the
going
smaller
to?
ship that we have has better maneuverability and the same amount of firepower.
I mean,
But
I would be for
a
keeping
smaller
it,
ship
but
could also mean that it has smaller hull points
Mhm.
and would
Yeah.
sink way easier
Yeah, so
comparatively.
just numerically, just so you guys know, the flute has a maximum HP of 120. The sloop has 80. So it is weaker. It's faster and more maneuverable. And the flute does have a much larger cargo hold. So the sloop wins on maneuverability. And I mean, you guys are free to like add cannons if you want to.
I was just
Like,
going to
if you
ask
wanted
if
to
we could
put
do that.
cannons on the sloop, you absolutely could. So the sloop could be the most powerful ship out there just based on the +2 to maneuverability. But it just
what about
depends
the,
all on how you guys want to do it.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
think
for lack of better word, can we upgrade the other ship too?
No,
Yeah.
upgrade. Awful. Why would you say
Upgrade not permitted. You're fired. You're off the island.
Fired from a cannon.
Yeah.
Bosco,
at this-
use the
Can
flamethrower on
we
Bromir.
enhance the ship?
I mean, at this point, I think it's up to Admiral Wesley, who promised to return that ship.
We are
I mean,
nothing
if we,
but our
if we
words.
want to,
So
Okay, here's the
use the
thing.
merchant ship.
Which ship do we want to keep?
I-
Do we want to
I
keep
would
the
like to-
sloop or do we want to keep the flute? Sloop or flute?
I-
Sloop or
I would
flute?
like to. I would think. I would like to do the flute.
Yeah, I'd
Bromir
vote the
votes
flute. This is more
Ah.
potential, more storage space, probably
It
better
is-
cots.
Yes.
You know, more food already on it. You know,
I actually vote for keeping the sloop and taking extra munitions off of it and adding the cannons and just outfitting it because it's faster, quicker. Yeah, we can't haul as much, but I think we could be more devastating in it.
so would you offer the flute to the other the old captain?
As a
in
replacement,
trade?
maneuverability allows us to board ships quicker too,
Yeah,
which means
true.
we can steadily bring more ships
Okay.
back in.
for his
I like that.
inconvenience,
So what if we
And
were
we've
to
already
do-
got Destiny painted on the side of it. over.
Are there rules similar to player grappling Tevis? Like, if we're facing off on against a massive ship compared to the sloop, would we even be able to board it?
Yeah, there's not necessarily any rules against that because it all just comes down to maneuverability at this point. And the idea of boarding isn't necessarily that you stop the enemy ship, it's more that you fasten yourself to it, right? You grapple the enemy ship.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily come to a stop, it just means that you attach your ship to that ship and then board it.
I mean,
Now,
I've seen
obviously,
pirates in Nigeria, the ships that they roll up on those cargo containers, they're just in little 6-man boats
Yeah.
yeah,
that people take on the lakes to fish,
right.
and they roll up to cargo containers and board them. So
Now, in the
there's
olden
Yeah.
days, a large ship can mean a huge ass marine crew. So you might not want to
Yeah,
board a really
you
big
don't
ship
wanna
because
do
they
that.
might have an enormous crew.
Yeah.
But that just depends on you. But yeah, mechanically speaking, there's nothing that would stop you from boarding a much larger ship.
Okay.
So right
Um,
now in this scenario between the two ships, it's mostly, yeah, there's a small edge towards the maneuverability, but it's really more like style. Which one looks better, right?
Yeah,
I
and I
mean,
would
the
say,
flute has a 50% increase on its HP.
yeah, the flute's much more durable. It has a proper like cargo deck. It has more room for guns. So like if you did want to outfit the flute as a gunship, theoretically you could, and it would have a higher maximum. Like the sloop is probably going to max out around like 12 guns, maybe 15 guns, something like that. And before, I mean, theoretically, we can get as granular as we want to in the future, but theoretically, if you wanted to go over like the normal complement of guns, eventually you will lose maneuverability because you're going to start like offsetting in terms of weight and draft and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm not planning to get into all that tonight,
That
but if
sounds
we do
really
want to go
exciting.
down that
Yeah.
road, we can consider it.
Well,
But
I
those
think,
are the general considerations.
yeah, my thing would be like if we can make this one more maneuverable to get any more of a bonus closer to what we had, that'd be great. If that means painting flames down the side, if that means changing the sail architecture from the like
Adding
traditional to like the like pointed
adding
triangular ones, like
RGB.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah.
like that
Like,
sail idea that you had, terrible. Flames on the side and RGB though,
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
that's cash money.
I mean, I think it's something that is innovative. Not other pirates have done it yet. I think
Mhm.
RGB pirate party boat. You know.
Let's take
Okay.
another quick break here and
think on our sins.
think
I'm
about
gonna
this.
start looking at some Corsair products to
Yeah. Exactly.
outfit the ship.
Hey, Corsair was a
another-
pirate, so let's do it. I love it.
I want to know what the hell y'all are drinking. Jesus.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Corsair, wasn't that a Nick Cage movie?
I can be witty like once every other session,
Yeah.
right?
It can be the Corsair's
Damn.
destiny.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Corsair's
Oh
Destiny.
my god.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm gonna get some ice.
Okay.
Okay.
Pull yourself off, B. Will.
Oh, I just need another shot.
Are you in the sip swing or you down here in the swamplands?
Tonight, Mississippi. Tomorrow, I will be in Baton Rouge. I'm driving down in the morning, running out
I gotcha.
to Lafayette. But yeah, and I resigned from that job, so I'll be probably down there through Monday. Kind of have a
Was
little
it
bit more
just a
time
pain in
to-
the ass or?
There's a lot of things, and that was like I realized kind of did what I intended to going in there, and now it's time to put towards getting a job, like back to where I was wanting to head in this career.
Oh yeah,
utilizing
dude.
skills and stuff. So
Always
yeah,
turn me down as a reference, homie. I'll always paint you in the most colorful of lights.
appreciate it, darn. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, because I got friend requested by Pew Pew on Discord. Um, and yeah, I meant to ask how other game was going with everybody there from my
Oh,
work
a
and everything.
6? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going well. It's been mostly like my character has been kind of learning about a new world essentially because my character was kind of sealed off from the world, and so it's mostly just been exploring what the original players have already been doing because they had taken a hiatus for like a few months,
Okay.
and
okay.
so usually I'm there to be the fighter and to kill things, and then make puns like I usually do.
Hey man.
Not,
Yeah. That's
not to
nice.
inter-
I bring nothing to the story, but it's been a lot of fun.
What's your specialty, Swing? I
Uh,
just heard y'all talking. I was wondering what field are you in? What's your specialty? What do you do?
been doing mostly like the last several years, like software development testing. Well, I'm more the testing project management side, but yeah, after that brief stint in business analysis, as a business analyst, like yeah, learning SQL, and then I was gonna start learning Python as well, just to help supplement that. So,
Python. Love Python. I got a Google certificate for doing Python in IT automation. It's a
ooh,
yeah.
okay.
I haven't used it a lick, but yeah, I'd put you down as a reference, and I might actually know of a couple job openings in more IT related stuff
Cool. Yeah,
for the company I'm working on right now. I can let you know.
I'd really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
yeah, as
Python's super versatile.
I've
and
heard, like Microsoft added support for Python like in Excel recently, or one of the recent
Hmm.
updates, and so
Mm-hmm.
I had a few
And
friends
Excel
that
still runs like shit.
yeah,
that's because it's built
Yeah,
on
man,
code
yeah.
that never
That's because it's
fixed.
Microsoft.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm still gonna use Excel. Don't get me wrong. It still
Yeah.
runs like shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
it runs like shit. But yeah, I'll let you know because we got. I think we're gonna have a couple positions coming up, and it's work from home.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
that'd be great.
yeah.
Yeah, I got a
Cool.
friend, my friend Lainey's working out of a hospital in Nashville, and
They
she
said
heard about
working out of a hostel.
working at a hostel in
See,
Nashville. No,
see, that's really what I want to do. I want to be in Europe, working out of a hostel, traveling around.
I'm working out of a hostel. Oh,
Yeah.
where in Europe?
Yeah.
Nashville. I'm like, huh?
There was a horror movie called Hostel.
I remember
Yeah.
that. It was pretty
It's a
good.
whole
Yeah.
series though, right? There was like what, 3 of those? 2 of
No,
those?
I'll be right back.
I don't know that I've ever even watched it. I got it to watch and never did.
Oh, yeah. Man, no, it was. I've seen more and more stuff start opening up of just like that kind of cheesy, gory B horror movie like level coming out for. There's now gonna be 2 of the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey
Yep.
movies. There's one on Bambi, like Bambi's Revenge or something. I saw a trailer for the other day, and I didn't want to believe it,
Oh,
but
is Bambi free use now, or whatever the fuck it is? It's out of
I think so because
whatever. I'm
supposedly
drawing
a
a
lot of
blank.
like similar properties like that are going up for free use, and
Okay.
yeah, damn, we lost our game. Hold on,
your pants
on, Luke. I see you back there.
What's the game?
just LSU's baseball game against Vandy. We were
Oh.
leading them pretty much 8 of 9 innings, and then they came back 8-6.
Do people watch baseball?
Down
What?
here, yes.
What?
LSU's baseball team is fucking huge, dude.
Yeah, man. We won the championship last year.
Like, I was surprised that we actually, like, because being in Baton Rouge, I've only seen, like, contraflow during LSU football games. And then when baseball season hit, this was back when Brightside was still around swing. And I was drinking at, like, it was 1 a.m. and, like, a game was getting out, and there was, like, wasn't like football game traffic, but like I was still stuck at the bar until 3 a.m. and I was like, well, fuck
It's the
me. I
way.
guess I'm gonna get more drunk.
It's kind of the
No.
way it has been in Arkansas lately, in the last couple of years, because they've done better at baseball and basketball than they do at football.
Yeah,
And so,
Arkansas is still
yeah,
number 1 right now, I think, college baseball. Arkansas has been killing it. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been killing baseball for a while, for a few
Oh,
years.
and I've been great last several years.
Speaking of killing baseball, what are you guys gonna do
It's dead,
as far
Jim.
as sailing both of these ships?
All right, so
I assume
I
I'll
think
take
Grib was back.
one of the ships. We can probably
I'm back.
split. Let's split the party, y'all.
I know. I'm actually looking forward to this.
But we're gonna keep the ships together. We're
You're
traveling
gonna
together.
sail in
Yeah.
formation,
yeah.
We're gonna tie them together.
Yeah, I was gonna say we
So-
gotta
grappled.
lash them.
No,
Well,
Mm,
that's
I
not
don't
a
think we need to
surprise.
do that. No.
I don't think we know. I think we should have the admiral captain the larger ship, and somebody else should
Okay.
captain.
His rank is
captain-
increasing every day.
Captain the smaller
Admiral.
ship.
I mean,
like,
I woke up a captain, and I'm be going to sleep an admiral. I mean,
An admiral.
That's okay. We're gonna get rid of this ship, and you'll be back to a captain again.
I'm okay with that. You can.
What's
I'd find being a commander.
the
course.
opposite of an admiral? A subtractadmiral?
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Okay. It's
I'm
getting
done.
late.
boo.
oh,
You guys are making your way to Drenchport now, right? Wasn't that the plan?
Yeah, we're gonna drop off Brother John,
Unload a bunch of stuff.
unload the cargo, let's see if we can get some coinage, and see if we can find anything to take to Drowning Rock.
Yeah.
As long as we're at it. Now, I think it begs the question, we still haven't decided which ship we're going to keep. Now, if we give the flute back to the captain as recompense, and we keep the sloop, he's going to need a larger crew. Now, presumably, some of this crew would probably want to stay. We would just have to ensure that they understand that they're going legit at that point.
And some of them might want to, you know. Like,
And some of them may want to. They'll have the option, but they will also know that if Captain Wesley finds out that they've turned on their captain, their new captain, there is not a place that they will be hide on the face of Galarian.
I mean, it's a little known fact, you know. Salem and Moba were pressed into service, and that's how they became pirates. Granted, we embraced the situation.
there you go.
Not everybody does.
Right.
And they've experienced such high turnover in the position of captain on their ship already. They're probably used to this right now. Like, yeah, that'd be okay.
And, you know, I could even throw out there, some of you look like you're a little too old to be pirating and should be doing something a little safer. We wouldn't want you breaking a hip.
Right.
So just antagonize them a little. Yeah.
You don't want to.
Tweak
You don't
their
want to end up.
So,
you don't wanna end up with the
at the
penalty.
The sharpness on your tongue too, saying that.
to do. So it boils down to the question: which ship do we want to keep?
I can go either way. I like the maneuverability, but I also like the potential for more profit with the larger cargo hold.
I do
That-
agree with Davam. Yes,
Keep
I
the
could go
flute.
either way, but same the reasons.
I think the flute is going to be a better middle ground. A little more tanky, a little less maneuverable, but a little more tanky, a little more cargo space.
While we are in Drenchport, could we not go ahead and transfer some of the cannons from the skin flute to the new ship?
I
That
think
way
that
we
would
wouldn't
probably
have to
be.
purchase other cannons later.
I mean, this man was the original captain of the sloop. He didn't really
we
seem
gave
like he
our word
needed
to
the
return the ship
cannons.
as whole, so I think taking the
Yeah.
cannons would be kind of little pushy.
We can leave him two
Yeah.
cannons.
Pirates.
We are
can leave him
pirates, what
two
the hell?
cannons.
Pirates.
I mean, we're only as good as our word.
Yes,
And
we are giving him a whole nother ship. He
and the
doesn't even know what this ship looks like.
I mean, it's a code. It's more like guidelines. It's not.
Wait.
rules.
Are we
No,
keeping
we're giving
so?
him,
we were-
we're giving
we're-
him his
we're-
original ship back.
Yeah,
We are. I didn't know we settled on. Nobody said we were. We were still.
That's
questioning
what
it.
Wesley was talking
that's
about.
what I'm trying. That's what we're trying. So
That's what
far,
I'm
the
saying, we haven't
only
decided.
The only suggestions that I've heard was that we keep the flute, the new ship, the big one.
So
And that was by
thumbs up
me, and
for
then I
bigger ship,
recanted back
thumbs
to
down for
the
smaller
Toe.
ship.
Yeah, because I put forth it might be best to just outfit the sloop
Right.
a little and make it a little because it'll have a move.
I
oh my
mean,
God.
at
La, la, la,
best, on the sloop, at best, we're probably only going to be able to add 2 more cannons to the broadside to each, or 1 more cannon to each side before it gets
You're
uncomfortable.
muted, Tev. You're
Yep,
muted,
you're
Tev.
muted.
You'll probably end up getting like maxing out would probably be like between 6 and 8 cannons on a broadside for the sloop. The flute would max out more around like 20. Oh, sorry, like 10 to 12 cannons on a side.
I mean, 8 cannons on the side. At what point, though? And this is like maybe we should decide this later because I think we're getting off in the weeds a little bit. But at what point does at like all right, 6 cannons? Do we keep the maneuverability? 8 cannons, we lose maneuverability.
I would say like once you go over 6, that's when we would start talking about changes to maneuverability. 6 to a side, so 12 cannons. 12 cannons on the sides. You know, I'm assuming you'd have probably a couple on your bow and stern.
Maybe add 2 more on the bow and stern. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, do
Okay,
we want to be quick, fast, and deadly, or do we want a large haul?
And that's really
and
the
that's
yeah,
and that's
large
the
haul
question.
and more durable.
I mean, are we
The
going to
other-
turn this into a merchant simulator? I mean,
like the flute, like you said, if we're gonna start losing maneuverability past, because you said 10 to 12, so I'm assuming once we go past 10 to a side, that's when we would start losing maneuverability on
the flute too.
the
yeah.
flute. So like,
Theoretically, yeah.
that's 4 extra damage dice compared. Like we could walk up to a sloop and nearly one-shot it. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could
and-
outgun
and-
any equal ship.
Yeah,
But a sloop
theoretically, just to contextualize, you know, these are going to be the ships that you're looking at right now are on the weaker side of things. As you come up against like a galleon or a frigate or a ship of the line, like those are going to have dozens of cannons. They'll have hundreds of HP, and so there's definitely going to be some scaling that happens here too. So the decision you make today isn't necessarily going to be like what
Right.
you have for the rest of the game for sure.
This is just leveling up our rank 1 ship.
we're
Well, I mean,
upgrading.
really, you're choosing a
Upgrading,
style.
if you
I don't even know that I would say that a flute is a direct upgrade over the sloop. You're just kind of making a style
exactly.
decision.
Yeah.
Do
That's
you
what I was
want to
saying
be
earlier.
more durable and a little slower, or do you want to be faster? And able, you know, maybe that gives you the edge on some of your hits, because we've seen how maneuverability can win the day.
And that would be my point. You know, we saw how easily it was for us to get up and board and take over this ship on a
I
ship with
say
smaller
we just
HP.
flip a coin, and we just let fate decide.
Destiny?
Destiny.
Destiny.
Some people voted. If
Destiny.
you guys want to vote it out, that's fine too.
I like
Well,
you can flip a
we
coin.
were a lot of
Um,
neutral votes.
Or
Yeah,
you can vote
I'm-
to flip a coin.
I'm honestly not. I'm not married to either ship. I mean, I'll take either one. I think either
Let's
one.
flip a coin.
Destiny.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, I do think that we should outfit the ship we go with what we can be at max.
Then-
Yeah.
So
Because
Okay,
I think we should
so-
do that regardless.
On a
who
one,
wants to flip?
I'm the captain. I'll do the flip.
On the 1, you're the captain. On the 2, you're not. Okay.
I'm fine with that too.
No, it's on a 1, I'm captain. On 2, I'm captain, and then we flip another coin on.
Okay.
Oh,
There you
Okay.
go. On a 1, we keep the sloop. On a 2, we keep the flute.
Okay.
Destiny.
That's the flute.
The flute it is.
Okay.
It's now the
has
destiny.
spoken.
Fate has brought us here.
Okay, so you guys make your way into Drenchport. The crew that you've captured plays nice, because I mean
They don't have an.
they don't have a lot of option. I mean, they could try to mutiny at some point, but it does just for whatever reason this crew doesn't seem to be that kind of crew.
I'm
so you
wondering
make it into-
if we're going to lose any, like if we're going to have any deserters once we get into port.
I love.
yeah, you're
dessert.
pretty sure. Like once you get into port, and you know some people are going to leave, and you're just not going to hear from them again.
Right.
It's not uncommon. You know, I would say on the flute, you probably have like 40 crew who survived. So you probably need about 20 to 25 in order to, at minimum, run the flute. So assuming half of the people stay, you should be fine.
And that
to continue operating the flute.
maintaining
Ration.
like rotating shifts and things like that, so that okay.
Rations. We're buying rations.
Well, you just got 90 days worth out of the flute's holds.
Right.
So,
Oh,
but
that's
if you want to buy more, you certainly can.
No,
think
I-
I'd
I
rather
think-
put gold there, please.
Especially if we lose any of the crew, if they desert.
they dessert.
Uh-huh.
Not that they are desert swing.
Oh god.
Called out.
It's all just a matter of just perspective.
It's not like
It's all meat at the end of the day.
We're
Right?
talking about the
Throw a
same
little
thing
sugar
here,
on
right,
there.
guys?
it's not like we crashed in the mountains or something, and
Jeez, not
mean-
the Andes.
You're all meat
Wow.
sacks to the
I
cat.
understood that reference.
Andes are a source of dessert. They are kind of like a mint chocolate.
Damn.
He knows. He knows.
here we are. Okay.
Donner party of 5. I mean 4.
I guess you're wondering how we ended up here.
Too soon.
Too soon.
You arrive at Drenchport, and
Yeah.
another
that's right.
storm kicks up from
Oh,
the
Oh,
Eye
my
of
God.
Abendago. But just about the time that you're mooring your ships, your fleet, at the docks, at the piers at Drenchport. As you approach this town, you can see it kind of like rises up onto a hill. So as you approach land, the town kind of spills up over this hill and goes off into the distance that you can't see. So there's this sort of gentle slope up from the coast, and these little not very fine structures. They're all mostly wooden structures, kind of dot this hillside. You
Not
see
these ravine walls.
they dot these ravine walls. These must be the ramshackle buildings of chaos. No, you see maybe about a dozen other ships are currently moored here. The pier itself is capable of holding maybe a total, or like has moorings for like a total of maybe 30 ships at a time, something like that. So it's much bigger than Drowning Rock, but not a particularly massive place. You guys pull in, tie off to the moor and come ashore.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way into Drenchport. You see there's a guy who kind of comes out to the to where you guys are tying off, and he's like looking around the people who, the sailors who are kind of coming off, and some of them are staying on the ship to handle stuff, and you can see he's like looking for somebody who's in charge.
I
Yo,
stride
the owlbear
right
claw
up
is
to him.
actually really fucking good.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
What are you seeing, Chris?
I stride up right to the dockmaster or whatever he's called.
Okay. Welcome to Drenchport, good sirs. You 5 silver piece to more here. You got 2 ships, that's 10 silver piece.
10 silver pieces, yes. And who would I discuss? Where's the best place to discuss merchant transactions for my cargo?
Well, you'll find just all along the docks here, there's various places, a couple of taverns where people are want to meet. Nothing too official here in Drenchport. It's a small town, but if you head on over to the Amber Foam, that's usually where merchants tend to congregate.
Nice, okay. Is there anybody in particular I could speak with? We like to keep things low key. Somebody that you could recommend. As I'm pulling some silver out of my pocket, I get the 10, and then I pull out another silver piece, kind of eyeing them at
Mm.
11, 12,
Yeah, yes. Perhaps you might
13.
want to make contact with merchant. He's like looking at your hands.
14. I holding up
what's his
15
name?
up.
Merchant Smith.
Smith. That's what we got. Oh.
And who? Because I'm sure it's going to come up. Who may I say recommended him?
Oh, that's me, the Dark Master.
Right. I need a name.
Smith.
Master Smith. It says on the sign Smith and Smith.
Smith and Smith. All right.
Smith and Sons.
Esquire.
Esquire. Sure.
So, is this going to be a good place to sell goods, or should we wait until we're somewhere else?
I think
no,
we're
I
going to
mean,
be
this-
okay here.
Yeah, this is the best place you've seen
Yeah.
around here. There are
I mean,
larger cities in the Shackles for sure, and you would be aware of that. So
I'm-
if you do want to go on, you can. But
I'm
it
just
seems like a
recommending.
decent place.
I'm recommending everybody take a look into the stash and grab what you want,
Yeah.
so we can sell what's left and kind of divvy that stuff up if we want to.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like we should probably hold on to the Staff of Earth for Hadron
Mm-hmm.
and the Grimoire as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Bosco's gonna hold on to the flamethrower and then invest in some alchemist fire vials while we're in town.
Good to use that Thunderstone Lesser in there as well with it, right? Or
Yeah.
no, it's only alchemist fire.
It's just alchemist fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I've had that
Okay.
Thunderstone in my possession for a while, and I never used it, so I dropped it in there.
As you guys are, I assume you're making your way down the
Yeah.
docks to the Amber Foam.
I've deducted my
Um,
15 silver,
Okay.
by the way.
And Doc Master Smith, they're all family here in Doc.
Apparently.
Okay. Yeah.
It
Doc
turns out he's also the merchant
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
and the
he runs
postman
past
and the
you as you're
sheriff
walking.
and
I got to where I gotta be.
He puts a
What's
beard
they
on
put-
for a mustache.
Yeah,
He took
So.
the vigilante archetype.
that's right.
You're not supposed to see him change.
Oh, you
He's
met
super
my
slick
brother,
about it.
did you? You met my brother, the Dark Master, did you?
This is amazing. I love this sport. All of the whole city is just him running around.
He's a rich mother.
He's just running everywhere.
Just everywhere.
As you're
For
walking
someone
up the
running
dock,
a shop, you got quite the sweat running.
you do
You all right,
notice
Bucket?
Yeah.
you notice a handful of people. They're like sitting on benches that are like set up against the side of a building, kind of as you get toward the you're basically on land at this point. Like it's you're still on the wooden dock surface, but it's over land at this point. So you're getting like closer to the town itself, and you see there's like 4 or 5 people. They're sitting on these benches, and they're kind of giving you a lot of attention, which isn't necessarily that uncommon. I mean, right? You guys just moored here. There's not like other ships docking at this moment. It's not that busy of a port. But you do notice they're watching you closely.
I would like to do a sense motive, if I may.
Sure.
Perception.
Are we supposed to have a loot in the party? Because I'm not seeing the loot in the party. If we do,
It's stash.
Click on the stash tab.
where's this? Let's see here. Items.
Click
Um,
on the
Character.
actual human tab for actors grid.
Yeah, that's what I'm at.
And then open sheet next
For
to
the
the
party.
party, and then it's the stash tab.
Oh, the sheet next to the. Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
Wesley, the sense motive, the vibe you get is it seems like they recognize you, maybe, and it's almost like they're looking at you quizzically, like, what's he doing here?
Do
Like,
I recognize him? Is it just me,
No.
or is it the group? Can I tell?
I'd say it's not. You can't really tell. Maybe you, maybe the group.
Okay.
Do I notice this going on?
Sure. Now that Wesley's already noticed it.
I don't see.
No, you don't notice it.
I don't know the
shit.
damn thing. I don't see shit. I don't see.
You see the
shit.
merchant somewhere else counting coins, and it distracts you by the jingling of gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look away for a second, and suddenly, guy watching you, Smith, is sitting right next to those other 4 people. That's why it was 4 or 5 people.
All right, so I'll take a quick look around, make a quick eye contact with each of the group,
Mhm.
and it's kind of that follow my lead look.
Okay. You when you say each of the group, do you mean your party members? Or
Yeah,
those that sit
yes,
by
no,
benches? Okay.
the party members,
Okay.
and then I stride over towards
You said you're gonna
towards the
stride?
group. Well,
Attack of opportunity.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Reactive strike, actually.
Reactive
Ian.
strike.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
It still says attack of opportunity in Foundry. Okay.
yeah.
You need to push your glasses up. I think they're on your nose a little bit there.
And
Okay,
I'll-
so you're gonna walk up.
Yep,
walk up
stride up. As I'm striding up, I make sure I press to digitate my clothes clean. You know,
Oh,
because
good
we've been
call.
out to sea
Yeah.
for a while.
Blood off of it.
Keep
Yeah.
it clean.
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean. And walk up to the group and I say, "Excuse me, we're in town for the night. Where's a good place to stay?"
Mm. You see they kind of like look at each other. A lot of like all 4 of them sort of like share looks with each other across the group, and it takes like an uncomfortable like 4 or 5 seconds. Which like when you ask a question and there's that much dead silence, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
you
Something's
kinda
up.
feel that. You
Did
feel
they
that
get the
tension.
shifty eyes or just
Yeah, I
Nice.
mean, I don't know, shifty. They're just looking at each other.
okay?
Almost in kind of like, did what? Like there's a sort of quizzical, what's going on look between
Like,
them.
what's this guy doing asking us about that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and
Quick,
one
say
of
it.
them eventually speaks up and says, "The Amber Foam has rooms upstairs,
Amber
but there are
foam.
other places in town."
Do I notice that?
Yes,
with
Dom, you can.
17?
Thank you.
Huh?
I was like, so with the 17, do I notice that since they're being more and more
Mhm.
peculiar?
Yeah, you notice they're behaving a little bit strangely.
And do I think it's directed at Wesley particularly, or is it to our entire group?
You get the impression about yourself as well. Probably the entire group.
So I'm gonna ask, well, if that's a good place to sleep, where's a good place to get a drink?
The Amber Foam has particularly foamy and amber beverages for
Hmm.
sale.
I was fully expecting the Amber Smith.
The Amber
Amber
Smith.
Smith.
The Smithy
Mm.
Foam. That's
And
where they
it-
make weapons and arms.
That's
That
what I
was
was-
that
was,
that was
uh,
that was
that was
quite
my
a
next
smithy comment.
That was my next question. I have some armor and stuff that I need to get repaired. You say the Smithy Foam.
Yes, the Smithy Foam. Yes, a great place to do business regarding to with different and the arms.
Say I need to have a rune transcribed from one piece of equipment to another piece of equipment. Is that where I need to go, or is there a better place to go?
I think you're thinking of Arcane Smith.
Arcane Smith.
Yes. for that
Arcane. I should have known better. And where is Arcane Smith's place?
one. Right next to Smithy Foam.
Oh, fucking shit.
We have our
I-
titular weapons here called the Smith and Wesson.
The Smith?
the Smith and Wesley? What?
Yes, that was developed here in this very town.
So I want to kind of stand back, not stand back, maybe just kind of lean back on my heels a little bit, just kind of cock my head, and whichever one was talking, that was giving the answers. I'm like, I'm new in town, but you seem quite familiar. Have we met before?
He looks at you for a long moment, and he's like, I'm not sure. Maybe I just have one of those faces. Perhaps we could talk about it
We
on
could
the
be
third
best
floor.
friends.
Perhaps at the
The
Amber
Amber Foam.
Foam. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
The Amber Flame.
Well, I know where I'm not going.
That's fine.
Can
I'm.
I all right,
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, no. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead.
I mean, because I want to say, are you sure we have to talk about it there? Can we not talk about it here?
And
And
they,
do a
as
little
you
intimidation check, and it failed.
as you get a
Well,
little bit
it's-
more vocal, like a little louder, you notice they get increasingly like uncomfortable, and
No,
two of
no.
them like stand up, and you can see they like kind of start to shift off to the side, like not like
I-
they're getting ready for combat or anything, but just like they're just wanting to get out of here.
I throw up. I throw up my hand. Oh, I apologize for my friend's brashness. He can be a little hot tempered.
I need a drink. Where's the rum?
Perhaps. Perhaps
I
we
get
should
you
go to
some
the Amber
rum.
Foam and get you some rum, Tovam.
Yes.
And
Please,
I'm gonna grab one of the guys that stood up and said, "Come on, my
This-
friend, let's go!" and start dragging him towards the foam.
This
One of
is
the guys that got up that didn't want to be there.
this is far too public place for this kind of discussion. I feel.
Yes, we agree. Give me a grapple check to try to do that, Be well.
Shit.
Now,
wanna be an
does
opposed
does he
grapple?
get a penalty for being drunk because the player's
Uh,
drunk, or even the
No, if I penalize people for being drunk playing D&D, my monsters would never
We-
hit you guys.
we would all we'd all be in trouble.
We're being
I
honest.
mean, I drink water all the time, so I'm good.
All right, so
Dribble's character
So you're
suddenly
punch drunk.
Yeah, I don't drink during sessions either. Maybe like a beer, but
so
Yeah.
I don't have the macro set, so I'm gonna add in because I would do acrobatics on my grapple, or does it have to be strength?
I think it
It's
has to be athletics. You don't
athletics.
have like a special thing, right?
No,
I
I
don't.
don't.
I
Okay.
don't think there's a thing like that.
I wasn't sure if it was either or. So
Okay.
You
Yeah,
could
no.
if you grapple him and you snap
what
his
the
neck.
hell? I mean, hopefully he's just a regular dude, and I was able to get him. But
We're gonna find out quick.
yeah, we are.
Yeah. You like go to put your arm around him, and he just kind of like deftly sort of slides out of it. In it almost in like a, it's very fluid. And for a second, it takes you a second to kind of like, whoa, he's not even here. And he's already kind of like taken a couple of steps back.
So it was really
Did
nice.
that-
nothing personnel, kid.
Nothing personnel. I mean,
Did
that
that-
move tells a lot to everybody.
But it's not like he doesn't do it in a forceful way. It's like, like almost like a friend goes to grab you around, and the other person just kind of dips out of it in a like a fun,
Fluid,
happy way.
yeah.
Fluid
Yeah.
Yeah.
motion.
Did
Make
it
a
did
scene
it
out
look
of it.
like it was trained in any way or some kind of
I don't know if I would say, I don't know if you could tell trained, but it was definitely very intentional and
Or-
smooth.
or was it just because Tovan was a little clumsy?
No, it wasn't. You don't feel like it was because of
No.
him
It was
being clumsy.
guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
like because I feel like this is something we would have done before to break one of them off from their party to kind of get them away,
Okay.
and he just brushed me off.
So it feels like there's more than meets the eye.
Yeah,
Very Transformers, yeah.
definitely.
Definitely.
Autobots
Okay.
roll out.
Oh, I
Oh,
was
that's-
laughing. I'm sorry, Rumham.
Okay, yeah, you can see after that, the four of them kind of like come a little closer together, and the one who's been talking is like, "We'll see you at the Amber Foam."
I mean, can we
Yeah.
head there now or?
We'll meet you there in a few minutes.
Yeah,
And they they start
Mm,
walking back a little bit.
all right. Well, let's just go. I mean, we outnumber them. Let's just go.
okay.
We also
We
outnumbered the
outnumber
Wraith
'em
Tobam.
now.
Right. Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
You would have curb stomped him easy.
Right.
Yeah.
In that logic.
That's a very good
I
point.
mean, well, here's my logic. 4
Okay.
guys have got to be easier than 1.
This logic
Did,
is,
makes
did you
sense.
hear
is
what he
pretty
That checks
good.
out.
It's
That checks
more
out.
spread. It's more spread out. Their skills are more spread out amongst 4 people versus 1 having all of it. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
I like how we
totally.
immediately get to port and we're already starting to fight or planning one out.
I mean, why not? We gotta lay. We gotta, boom, boom, and lay.
Hope for the worst, prepare for the best, or
So-
something.
So they kind of slip off into a nearby alley and make their way away from you guys. Do you want to go to the Amber Foam? Do you want to go to the Amber, the Smithy Foam?
I'm gonna
I
go to
mean,
the Amber
or-
Temple.
To the the Amber Temple?
I don't want to split the party, so I will go wherever the party decides.
Yantar?
I say we go to the Amber Agree.
The Amber who?
Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go to the Amber Foam.
Okay.
I mean, I'm curious now. I feel like something's afoot.
Yeah.
I've got 2 of them.
And I
mean-
would like answers.
Hopefully your feet are afoot. 2 of
My
them.
feet
Yeah.
are paws. So are my
Your
hands.
feet are
Kind of.
individually afoot.
Nice.
Your toes are paws. What?
I said my
Why-
feet are paws, and
Oh,
kind
your
of my
feet are paws.
hands. And so are my
Why-
hands, kind of.
Why the big pause?
As you guys are
Can we please just start and unpause?
Can
as
we
you guys
reset?
are walking
Reboot.
toward the Amber Foam,
I do.
Yes.
As we're walking towards the Amber Foam, I do kind of want to keep an eye on the crowd to see if there's anybody else paying attention to us.
Yeah,
Like
there's
if
not
this is some
really-
kind of.
it's not really a crowd here.
Okay.
There
It's
are a
really just
handful of
one
people
guy.
around.
It's just that same dude.
It's
It's
Mr.
just
Smith.
Smith, but he moves very fast. And
He's
so
a
it catches
virus.
The crowd.
He looks like one guy.
It's Agent Smith. He's a
Mr. and
virus.
Mrs. Mr. and Mrs.
There's not really a crowd. There are a few dozen people out on the docks, and they're
Okay.
generally like going about work. Not very many people are paying you a lot of mind, but as you make your way to the Amber Foam, there is a young boy who kind of like runs out, like looked like he was next to a building maybe, and he runs out and he touches hair on his arm. Do you try to stop him, or a young
You're
boy?
muted.
That's
Young
the idea.
boy.
I mean, it's
Like,
him.
this is
Of
just
course
like
he's
young
mute.
boy?
normal looking child just walks out.
Yeah, I mean, he looks
and
like he's maybe 12 years old or so.
Yeah, the orphan puncher.
That's his name. I,
Only if
You
it's
want that
undead.
tattooed on your arm like I got Broccoli?
What is the state of your parents, boy?
Oh, you're an orphan.
Please, no, may I have another?
Eyes just
yeah, I
flare
don't
right.
think. I think I probably wouldn't stop him. I'm probably not paying attention. I'm probably on the looking out for like guys to come out. I don't think I'll be looking down for a little kid to come out. And it's a port city, and I grew up in a port city, and there are
Oh,
always little
no.
kids running about. So
He-
Do I see
Did I?
this?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We
I
all
wanna be
Can
on
I,
the
can
house.
I, can,
Yeah,
can I,
check your
see
pockets.
What? Yeah. I was
Uh,
gonna do it the D&D way.
He doesn't have any. It doesn't seem to have any like weapons or anything out. He just runs up and kind of like touches his arm, and as soon after he touches him, he like pulls his hand away, and he's like, I can't believe it. The stories really were true. They were true."
What
And
was
he's like,
true, boy?
he's backing away at this point.
What was true, boy?
Backpedaling. Yeah, he was so sick.
The huh?
You're so sick.
He was so sick.
I mean,
Death's
we
door.
all know. Oh, okay. We thought you heard a different story, boy.
It was about a cat, wasn't it?
And he's like, you can see he's like looking down at his hands, and he's like, maybe that'll be all I need.
But need for what, boy? What do you need? What's
And
your...
he like looks at you, and he's been backpedaling this whole time. You can see he's maybe like, now he's like 15 feet away, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm not well, mister.
Can I step out of the shadows and he turns around and runs right into me?
What is this, Blades in the Dark?
No. Don't run yet. Come here. Come here.
What is it?
How are you unwell? What's going on? What have they told you?
I don't know. I don't feel well. I have a terrible cough that comes and goes, and I don't. Well, I just don't know. We don't really have physicians here.
Did you
often,
do you
and
do
sometimes
you
they come by ship.
do you feel better just for touching it? How do you know about him? I look at her. Have you been here before? No. Okay. I didn't think so.
He was
Listen.
here.
When?
4, 5 weeks ago, maybe a month or two.
Was that during the maelstrom when we?
When we dropped the boat off, yeah, we dropped all the other people.
Was
That
that,
was
you?
on
that-
That was
drowning.
Drowning Rock, wasn't it?
And that was
Yeah, that
only
was-
a few days
Yeah.
ago.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
No,
any harm. I just thought
it's okay.
maybe
Let me
the
see
way
if
he was healed.
I want to do. Can I do a quick medicine check on him to see if I can figure out if see any symptoms or anything?
How do you
Sure.
feel about some risky surgery, boy?
I do not have. I did not
Don't
take.
like it.
I didn't take
Oh,
risky surgery. Oh
If
no, never
only.
mind. All right. You know what? I'm gonna hero point it. It's
Okay.
getting late, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
not really, but yeah. You know.
Okay.
You don't immediately notice anything that like stands out as anything that could be a that you could diagnose.
I'd like to use perception, see why the hell this kid just walked up and touched me.
Okay, you can do perception. As you do so, a man walks out behind the kid. He's older, white hair, and you can see both of his eyes are like milky white, and you can see there's just like a little bit of visible iris in the center of the eye, but
Blind.
it's like
Yeah.
almost washed out. So he doesn't seem to have any trouble walking.
You need some marijuana.
With your perception, what are you trying to see?
He's trying to see if he's got glaucoma.
Now I'm trying to now I don't know if I need to be focused on the kid or the guy that walked up.
Just the father boy.
I guess it's maybe just let's just call it like more of a general perception. Like the kid walking up and touching me was weird.
Mm.
That maybe it kind of piqued my interest to kind of like pay a little bit more attention to what's going on. And I think when the guy walked up with his milky white eyes, that maybe already is going to set me on edge because of me just hating undead.
Mm.
Undead don't walk around with plain looking eyes. They're usually kind of milky. So I think I would be like hyper focused to what the hell just happened.
Okay. So I mean, I would say like you get the impression that the kid's motives seem to be sincere. You don't think he's like trying to, this isn't part of some kind of elaborate ruse or anything. As the man walks up, it definitely he doesn't strike you as undead necessarily. There does seem to be something wrong with him physically, but not. you know, he doesn't like move like a zombie or anything like that. He doesn't. He seems like he's a living person. And as he walks up, he puts a hand on the shoulder of the boy, and he's like, "Come, Thomas, it's time to return to the chapel." And as he does so, in the background, like maybe, you know, a ways back toward the direction of the ship, you hear a familiar voice of Brother John say, "Father Chesadarte, I'm back." And he is rushing toward the man in the yellow robe.
Ah, Father Cheaterdale.
Ah,
Father Chester
Come,
Cheetah.
Thomas.
that's what I was
And
going to
he's
say,
like,
Chris. Good job.
he's like turning
I was
to,
thinking it too.
and as soon as
What
he
you
puts
did-
his hand on the boy's shoulder, you see the boy kind of like immediately start to turn and walk away. And Brother John is running up now.
Casadarte was the milky-eyed guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this where we ask?
Did Father Chesternut, did he give off like similar vibes to Wesley and like oracleness?
I don't think you would sense anything similar between him and Wesley.
Did Chesterdale also have like the same response about seeing one of us as the kid did? Like he announced the
He doesn't seem to react to you guys like that. He doesn't look at you. You don't notice any recognition, but maybe it's just the milky eyes.
Father Chippendale, can we speak with you later?
Of course, all parishioners are welcome at the chapel at any time. It is my
Well,
home
Chippendale.
and chapel.
Amber Chapel.
I'm sorry, I don't know about the
Poor
Chippendales.
Poor Chesterdale.
Is our Chip and Dale friend of yours? Friend, singular. Are they friend? Be
Are they
friend and
single?
Are they ready to mingle?
enter.
Best get you a Pringle.
Let's get
And
that.
you know, about this time, Brother John makes it up to where the Father Chesadarte is, and the father notices him and is like, "Brother John, you've made it back from your trial. I'm so pleased."
I say destiny.
Father Chesadarte, I brought another follower of the faith. Have you heard of Father Bromir? Father Bromir, come meet Father Chesadarte.
It is so good to meet you, Father Chip and Dip.
It's Chesadarte.
Chesterfield.
Just
Close enough.
It is a good to meet you.
I noticed that your ship has just made anchor here. I'm assuming you need some time to get yourself settled. After you've done so, please stop by the chapel anytime.
Yes.
Thomas, Brother John, won't you please come with me? And they kind of like fold in with him. And Brother John kind of like looks back at you.
I clasp hands with him. I say, "It was good to meet you."
Okay. It was my pleasure. I hope you'll be at the chapel later. Thanks. And they walk off. You guys continue on the way to the Amber Foam.
Way to carouse.
You reach the front door. And on the front door, you see posted what looks to be a handwritten advertisement, if you will.
That we're all wanted.
Oh,
It says that
we're
you're
wanted
all
to be
wanted.
employed at the Chip and Dale.
We're
What
wanted.
do you want?
We're all
No,
wanted.
it says, "Come on down to the
Grocer
Circus
repairs.
of Wayward Wonders, located at such and such street on Drenchport Drive, right behind the Smiths."
But which one?
Which Smith?
The Smiths.
The
All
regular
of them.
sugar with the magical Smith.
Isn't that the
other
name of
Smith?
a
What the
band?
hell?
The Smiths, yes.
All right.
I know that circus.
You think
We can
those-
go get we can go get peanuts tomorrow. Let's
You think those people
let's
are
figure
from
out.
the circus that were meeting on the third floor? You think they're from
Yeah.
the circus, maybe?
Yeah, I want to
I
go see
don't.
that third floor meeting. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think
the
is that what he
circus,
said. The
that
third
is
floor.
that is the circus that I came from.
Oh, I'm wonderful.
So your route has been very circus.
It was
to
destiny.
It's destiny.
Oh, okay.
Circus Tuitus?
Circus cuitus.
Do this.
Yeah, to see it.
It sounded better in my head. I swear.
It didn't sound that great in mine.
Yeah. No, I think we need to. We should go in, case the joint real quick. Make sure
Did
that
it have dates, by the way? That poster.
No, it just says,
Well, that's
limited time
sometime
only.
at some point.
it's a static
time only.
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys going inside?
Yeah.
You go in. The place is fairly busy. Maybe 15, 20 people inside of the common room. There's a bartender. There are servers, and ale. It's bustling. There's music.
But
A
it's a
piano.
button.
No piano to be seen. Just the sound.
I don't hear any piano.
Oh,
I hear a lot
I
of
don't-
P, but not so much ano.
I'm gonna walk
Nice.
up to the barkeep. Barkeep, a round of ale for my friends. And
No, he's had enough already.
I'm gonna walk up.
Drink. Drink.
I'm gonna say a round of ale for my friends, and I'm gonna point to these guys, and then I'm gonna lean over and said, "We're expected on the third floor."
That's good. You have friends staying here?
I thought you would know. Aren't you a smith as well?
He's
Well,
awesome.
I come from a long line of Smiths, yes. We Smiths of Drunksport must stick together close by each other.
Well, just let us know when the third floor occupants arrive, will you? And then I'll put down I don't know. How much would that cost? 2 gold cover it. 1 gold
Oh
cover
my
it.
god.
Oh, yes, that would be fine. Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
I forget
I'm
that
not
he's
sure I
loaded.
understand about third floor occupants, but if anyone comes asking for you, I'll be sure to let them know.
Yes. So we've heard that there's a third floor here. Perhaps some kind of meeting place or a room with some privacy.
We have rooms on the second and third floor for travelers to spend the night. There are only
But
3
no meeting room or anything like that on the third floor. Perhaps we misunderstood. I do apologize.
Do you have any rooms vacant on the third floor?
Yes, we do.
We'll take
2 rooms.
or 2.
You'd like both of them?
I don't know. Do you guys want to sleep together in the same room? Do we want to split these?
I
mean-
mean, there's 7 of us, right?
Or-
Six,
Let's
count.
take the 2.
Or hear me out. We could just go back to the ship when it gets dark, and we could sleep
I'm
on
going
the
to
ship.
I'm going to stay here. I think
I think I'm gonna stay here too because I plan on getting.
he's planning on getting me out. By me out, I mean plowed.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure Bass sounds good after being on the boat out to
Yeah.
sea for a couple of
Okay.
weeks.
Not everybody can press the digitation.
Yeah, someone was
And
out
when
to
he
take
says
baths.
that,
Press the digitation.
presentation, baby.
You notice a conspicuous glob of mud on your butt as you do that, Wesley.
On my butt?
What?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Like,
that won't.
You're
do.
not sure how it got there.
On his butt? Is it like
On
a
his butt.
handprint?
Mud on his butt. I know
No,
how
just
it
like
got there.
a glob.
Oh, like somebody threw it, or he sat in it.
Hard to say.
Nobody knows. Do you want to do investigation on this?
I think we're losing sight
So
here.
You're gonna set that to
I know,
your
right?
investigator's lead.
I know, right?
I'm gonna pursue a lead,
Oh,
motherfucker.
that's amazing.
Hey, Captain, you don't need to investigate it. I can tell you how that mud got there.
Oh God. Anyway, We'll take the dirhams, and I slide him how
Good.
much?
5 silver pieces.
5 silver pieces. Give him 6.
Thank you.
I mean, with the gold I
We-
just gave him for the drinks, he should be quite
Okay,
happy.
he's covered with the gold.
And I lean over and I say, "We appreciate discretion."
Of course.
My room's under what Tavam just paid. Thanks, Tavam.
We're so discreet. Over there, prestidigitationing.
As you guys are, doing the getting the rooms for the night and start finding a seat in the common room, a smallish humanoid individual you see across the room, because he shouts out, "Bromir, is that you?" And as
what?
you look across, you see the familiar face of Corvin Kale.
Corvin Gale!
And he runs over and jumps up to embrace you.
I'm gonna
And
catch him.
that's where we're gonna end our session tonight.
Oh,
In a hearty embrace.
Mm,
Corvin! My
wow.
little halfling friend.
I wanted to get this a little bit further, but it's 11:15 and Luke is flagging here. He's fading fast.
That's very
That
true.
was awesome. That was a good
Yeah, that was
sesh.
fun.
Yep, I had
Yeah.
fun.
Great stuff. What did you
Um,
guys think about the ship combat? Was that
That was fun. I
Okay.
did enjoy it.
I
Yeah,
did enjoy that. Yeah.
everybody
do you
gets a
plan for us
roll.
to, as
You
we've
can see
as
it
we
going sideways very quickly, very
Yeah.
fast.
yeah, if you I mean
Yeah.
if you crit the maneuver and crit the fire, it can be
Oh yeah.
real nasty.
Yeah.
But
I like the speed of it.
yeah, I wanted to keep it quick.
I could see that
Simple.
going the other way too, though. If you crit fail and crit fail on both, ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
where the role
So-
play comes in.
I'm
Yeah.
kind
I
of
imagine
glad.
it'll be something we kind of tweak as we go.
Sure.
But I thought it went pretty well for just first time out. So
I like that everybody gets a roll.
yeah,
You know.
I didn't roll.
and it matters. Every roll matters.
Yeah, it really
Oh, I did
does.
roll. Yeah, we did get a roll.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
Cool beans. Well, awesome stuff, guys. I think our next session is slated for the 19th of April.
Yep.
Is that
You gonna be out of town?
that may be an out of town. I needed to
Going
check.
out
my
of
schedule.
town for 420.
Oh,
You got to
yeah.
do what you got to do. I mean,
You gotta. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta. Road
Hey,
trip.
So does that mean we're
I'm
going
just-
to work in another traveler session?
oh no, the 19th. I should be good the 19th.
Yeah, I do remember
Uh,
us talking about this last time.
The issue I will have an issue with May 3rd, which will be the follow one.
I may,
No.
I'll be out of town that third as well. I may not be able to play that day.
Okay.
So do we do like a
Yeah, if you
week
guys
before?
want to. We can try to reschedule. I mean, I think it's just going to depend on Luke.
My off week is pretty tanked. I've got to be in bed by like 8:30 so I can be up at 4 in the morning.
Do you have a day other than Friday that could work on the off week?
My Saturdays I might not be able to do, but that's just me. I'm okay with you going without me.
I could do that Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday? That would be like
gonna-
the 24th or the 25th.
How about while we're discussing this, I'm going to go ahead and close out the stream.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Thanks for stopping in, everybody.
Avast you
Bye-bye.
mateys.